Okie doke, we are back in the show, and what a show it shall be. Defecation everywhere. That's right, we're going for a shit show. Alright,
Oh, no.
I'm glad you're going in this with the right mindset.
my
mentality.
my brain is dead, man. Just entirely dead. So, effectively, you guys all wanted to do a variety of different things. The last thing that Sade was doing, she was popping out with the butler to go. Actually, is she washing herself now, or what's she doing first?
Yeah, it was about in 5 hours. She's gonna gather everything first.
Okie doke.
Because she wanted to give.
What is Quentin wanting to do?
I don't remember where we left off completely.
I think you just left the office.
We went to check out the basement.
Yeah, you were going to do that.
Yeah.
Though Sade was a little drunk.
That's right. She drank
she still
like
wanted,
a pint
she
of
still wanted to
laudanum.
come.
Yeah.
Well, about a pint of laudanum.
Yeah. But
Which is
Sade still
literally
wanted
enough
to
to kill
tag
you.
along into the basement armory thing.
Okie doke.
No, I didn't. I wanted to later. First, I wanted to talk to you.
But yeah.
But eventually, it would happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it got 5 hours.
Yeah. But I mean, that's
Or
probably
even-
what I would be doing, as I would be investigating the basement.
Yeah, that's roughly where you were thinking of having a bath anyway, Sade. So, like, it's like probably while they're setting up, you could tag along. And what would you like to do, Carrot?
I have a question.
Yes.
How many names did you have to go through before you got to the right one in your head?
None. There was just a long space in my head.
Just loading time that sound AOL sounds used to make.
Yeah.
The loading of the internet.
I actually don't think any of the things I want to do can be done immediately. Mostly I wanted to get those details from the man who survived the party when fate really should have decreed of it. And that's tomorrow at the earliest.
Yes. Okie doke. So you can pop along to them if you'll.
So yeah,
content
I'll
with that.
stick with the both of you if you're going to the same place. No sense in splitting up if we don't need to.
Yep. So yeah.
We'll just go down there, touch all the weapons. If there's anything important, Hog will tell us.
Yeah, basically you find that your people, Quentin, have cleared a path to the burnt out area at the back, where you do find there is a basement. It's a like basement trapdoor rather than a full door. And when you guys open it up, and it's like been opened before, so you know it's not trapped or anything. But yeah, you crack it open, and there's some steps down into the basement. Once down there, the three of you can look around quite easily. It's a collection of different weapons. Quite the armory, actually. Though there are several racks that are empty, due to the fact that the people underneath the church had been armed. Underneath the hospital had been armed from somewhere.
So, I would like to start off with activating my nice new ability, Eyes of the Hunting Hawk, that says that if I can see the smallest detail and anything that is hidden by non-magical stealth, I can see. Basically, are there any hidden items or anything down here?
You catch a brick that seems out of place in the wall.
I would like to go over and investigate it.
Okay. You give it a few tentative prods, and after a few moments, you find yourself opening up a secret passage.
Down into the basement.
Yep.
Right.
You're following it
Kara
along.
gives a distasteful look. And, Mason.
I know, right?
Masonry.
Following it along,
passages.
you wind up, as you see on the map. Sorry, just moving these dead guys out of the way. You wind up actually seeing that there is a secret passage in the basement, linking the hospital to where the church was.
fancy.
So you see that there's a direct link between the two basements. The walls are like it's properly built. The walls are decently decorated with lanterns and such like, but it's little more than a passage from their armory to the hospital basement, I'm afraid.
So it's clearly just a connective passageway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
There doesn't seem to be anything major there. As for items in the room, you do catch sight of a small wooden box, which appears to be like settled like at the back of the room, just in a corner. There's a much smaller than it would seem like it would fit any weapon, like a dagger or anything.
Interesting. So you have to go over, pick it up, dust it off.
Mm-hmm.
See if is it just a plain wooden box or is there any markings on it?
It appears to be a very plain wooden, like a small wooden chest. Like it's hinged and it's got a small lock at the front.
Yeah. So like a small jewelry box kind of thing.
Yeah, there's definitely similar to a jewelry box. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, open it up, see what's inside.
It is locked.
Well.
What are you talking to, Quentin?
It's
Is
just
that a box? Are you talking to a box?
Yes, I'm talking to I'm talking to a locked box.
Oh.
Would any of you happen to know how to open a lock?
I could open it.
Perfect.
I could definitely open it.
Hand it over.
Okay, so unless you stop it, Kara's gonna smash it against the wall.
No, and yeah, I'm literally going to stop her. Like I'm going to grab her hand before she does it, and then gently take it out of her hand. And I got it.
You wanted it open.
Open, not broken. There's different states of matter, and I just hold it in front of me. I'm like, anyone have a small bladed instrument or anything? A small, you know what? And I reach into my hair and I pull out probably something holding it all together, like a twig of wood or some metal piece.
To be fair, if anyone can summon a small bladed instrument, it's you.
I summon a needle.
You did summon several knives earlier in the night, so
that's not gonna work. Anyway, so I want to pick the lock.
Okie doke. You do have absolute no idea how to do this, so you're relying on your godly powers. So give me a dex check.
Okay, sure. Oh look, I succeeded.
Yay! Okay. After a few moments of fiddling around, the lock does let out a little click and seems to have released.
Okay. Then I hand it back to Quinn. Say, don't smash it on anything.
Thanks. I pop open the lid.
There seems to be a pear-shaped vial in there that is stoppered off with a wax seal with a ring around it. Like a kind of ring that you wear.
You're over his shoulder very slowly, like a creeping doom. What's that?
I have no idea.
The vial appears to be filled with. It's a little bit hard to say, but it does appear to be blood.
Is it coagulated?
It's quite old blood, but it's not dried.
Interesting.
Quite a rich red, rather than, overly...
Chunky.
Yeah, chunky kind of thing. It's
yummy.
Is the ring just a plain, band, or is there anything signifying if it belongs to a person?
It has the signet of the church on it. And it appears to be fused with wax at the stopper. You'd likely have to crack the... in order to remove it, you'd likely have to unstopper the bottle.
Well, leave it alone for now. We'll take it to someone who knows better.
Yeah.
Like the bird.
I put it in the box and close it up again.
Mm-hmm. So
Now
yeah.
for me to touch all these weapons, I say with wingly fingers. And I'm going to start swinging them all around like a madwoman.
Oh.
Laughing, cackling at the top of my lungs as I slam them into things.
You break some of them.
That's fine. There's more.
There's
Anyway.
certainly an armory down here. They're not all the best condition, but they are all quite good make, you can tell. And Quentin, with your eyes of the eagle-y thing, you do notice that, much as you were told by Smithson earlier, yes, these do carry his mark. Though the mark of the guild rather than the mark of him himself.
So I have a question to ask you, Hog.
Yeah.
What kind of weapons?
There's swords, there's a couple of shields, there's halberds, there's a couple of crossbows.
Spears.
Are we talking about glaive goose arms, glaives, halberds, pickaxes, pike owls, hook picks? Just kidding. I'm gonna write all that down. How many is what I meant.
Okay, there's at least, let's see, it was partially emptied by the group down there, so let's see, there's at least 15 left over that haven't been already destroyed or discovered.
Remind me,
yeah.
was Smithson given the name head of the guild, or...?
Yeah, he was the head of the guild.
He was,
yeah.
good, okay.
Yeah. So, are you going to be using all these weapons?
Not that I have to. I say dropping a giant halberd on the ground. I just like touching things. You'll see.
Yeah, it's just because I think the guard could use some of the weapons.
Oh, let him. Let him
Just
go ahead.
in case you just randomly summons them and one of the guys just, where's my weapon? That's more what I'm referring to.
Halberds, swords, pikes, halberds, and spears, right? And crossbows. I can't use crossbows.
Yeah. Crossbows
Okay.
and some bows.
Trash. I say, tossing it over my shoulder. Well, think about it this way. I'll make him more later. Or make them all later. In fact, that's a good idea. We should really contract this Smithson guy to get more done.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely need to arm our peoples. Speaking of, I gotta go take a bath. Excuse me.
Then after she leaves, it's just like, yes, finally.
Damn, son.
I imagine
mean
that's
to me?
kind of passed around literally every single person who you possibly could, and like all of your
okay, God.
all of your police
Damn, man.
officers
I have
effectively.
feelings.
PSA going out to the people.
Yeah, finally,
Say
she
it's
is
taking a bath.
bathing.
Cordon off the area. Make sure no one enters.
Sound the apple.
Just fucking siren head coming over.
I have feelings, okay? God damn.
You are unaware of all of this.
I'm sure I don't feel the effervescent fear running through everyone's mind as
No
they
one-
imagine me taking a
As
bath.
she walks out the
Relief.
trapdoor, she just hears like cheers and cheers of joy from the townspeople.
Ah, the worst
Unaware of the
people
fact
at
of why.
last.
Ding dong, the smell is dead. The smell. No, okay, so yeah. By the time you get out there, there isn't a crowd.
Obviously.
But there is the bard, as you requested her there. There is hello Harvey. My cat just got let into the room. If you hear any noises of me screaming in pain, it's because he wants attention, and that's how he deals with
has a
it.
tendency to claw with wild abandon.
Yeah.
He means it friendly.
Quick question: is it the next morning?
It's getting close to 5 in the morning.
Okay, I would like to know when it's sunrise and when I get my effort back.
Okay. It's really difficult with the fact that none of you goddamn sleep. It's like, when do you get your effort back? But
When the
Every
sun
day.
rises in the horizon.
I think that makes sense. It's,
it makes sense for you
Yeah,
because
appropriate.
you're, night and everything. But yeah,
Just the, yeah.
so yeah, there's 3 people waiting out there. There's the bard, there is the butler, and there is also Daisy, who is looking like she's just come off a night shift. And she's standing... Yeah.
wiggle my fingers at Daisy. I'm like, sorry you had to be here for this. Did someone tell you? What happened? I look confused.
She yawns and then nods down at the giant tin bath that's sitting in the middle. It's like,
Yeah.
where do you think they're gonna get something like that from in the middle of the night? Of course it came from the hospital. When I heard what's going to be for, then I thought I'd come out. You're not going to be able to scrub through all that just by yourself, let me tell you. And she just gets her massive hands and cracks her knuckles. Like, I hate to tell you this, but I think I've cleaned worse.
That is somehow both encouraging and horrific. This is a really big moment for me, guys. I just want to let you know, especially you. I say to the bard, I want you to especially know. I've been through a lot lately, and I want to make a change. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes,
Did I
yes.
get that?
No, it's entirely fitting within the kind of scriptures that we get on this. She says, you can see she's got several reams of notes and papers that she's already making a couple of things. I was like, and you said the locks and the everything there's from the wedding that you were going to attend before you died, and
yeah.
Yes,
Well,
excellent. She
yes.
seems to be taking
Okay.
great pleasure in your death.
Thank you for being interested.
It's a wonderful story. I can't wait to get all of you out. And she points at Quentin's like, you avoided me, but I'm going to have to get your story as well. We cannot have any kind of Parthenon without a complete story overhaul.
Okay. Well, you two can go and
Oh no, I must observe.
not you.
Yeah.
Them two. The other ones.
Oh,
Kara, Quentin, I need to be alone for this, except with these three. Okay? I mean, whoever. It's my thing. Does that make sense?
Sure. I head back towards the guardhouse.
Mhm.
Start
Man of
preparing
many
breakfast,
words.
I guess.
As someone who has a way, I'm like, man of many words. Kara, thank you for pulling me out of the ground, I guess, and trying to give me power when I had none, even when I did have some. You helped a lot.
This is your new life. You should choose what you make of it.
And I will. Thank you. I'm gonna just need some time. That's all. I'll be back later. Okay. So she's going to approach Daisy and like, you have been a godsend.
No, lass. I'm more from the dock area myself. Godsend, now that's more Cold Iron Way, I think. But
Not that. It's not that. It's that I know you're so straightforward, and I was very confused and angry. You know, I had all this anger and rage, and I just wanted to make it right, but you made me realize that there's more than one way to do that.
she kind of pauses.
Sometimes it seems like the eye for an eye, and the whole world will go blind.
She nods and she just kind of reaches out with those big hands and places one on your shoulder and kind of motherly strokes your cheek with like the big things. And it's like you can feel as that hand is already rubbing dirt off on her, but she isn't like moving away as she does that. And she's
Really obsessed with this hug.
well, I want to get along. Like if you wanted to be covered in grave dirt the entire time, it's gonna be realistic here.
Well, you could have made fun of Quentin's face. I don't know. All right, so
I do make fun of
Quentin-
Quentin's face. It's called his sister.
Thank you.
But
Damn. Right. I'm ready.
They're
Okay.
scared of Kara by sight. The people
Which
think,
I think is kind of unfair.
you're a fucking
they should be-
bog witch.
They should be scared of me by
Honestly,
nature,
these people, they're so judgy.
right?
They-
Because
See
they're
why the
played by a
church got the
hog.
way it did. I have to be honest.
That's it's.
Okay, no, I'll take it back.
Here's the thing. I've got to use something against you. You can turn people inside out with the gaze. You know, I've got to have something.
I can turn them into art with my arm, just like
But-
slam, and they actually become art.
Uh,
And blood and bone.
you
Yes,
should make
anyway,
a.
So she's rubbing my cheek.
Yeah.
So she's rubbing my cheek.
She's rubbing your cheek and she's like, Oh, lassie. I'll be honest, I saw a lot of myself in you when I looked in. You know, coming from a common place and... Like, I've never been through everything you've been, but I've been through some nasty stuff myself, and... I didn't want to see you go through the dark times that I did.
Thank you, then. Because it would have been very dark. I know that much. Alright, I'm ready. So can I describe this?
Yes,
for
please,
you?
go ahead.
Okay. So let me get into my usual overly syntaxful, superfluous, loquacious speaking manner that I usually use for DMing.
Words.
Yeah, so as the water fills the basin, it's starting to nearly heat up almost unnaturally, as if reality itself had bended and formed into a miasmic cooperation of different virtues and flaws and idiosyncrasies all slamming together to make a very hot, yet tepid somehow water, as she takes and sheds the clothes that she once worn all ragged and whole with the very scars of battle and life and conflict all over them. They seem to like shred, almost, as if they were falling away in pieces of thought rather than fabric. She lays down her other clothes that she had gotten from as a gift from what was his name, Foreman, on the side, and then yet they seem to be crisp, clean, almost unnaturally so, but in a way that feels right, like straight out of a dryer. The warmth and freshness of it just spreading all over in a scent that mixes with the gloom and doom of the very sight and scent of her. And as she lowers herself in the water itself frothes and writhes and becomes black and dark and almost purple, like a soup that's filled with flesh and bone. But as she cleans herself very carefully, and everyone watches and joins, and well, Daisy helps her clean her hair, untying it, cutting it, letting it fall free as each strand becomes part of the water. It's like a mote of light upon reality itself, bending it and twisting it in a perfect cooperation of reality and life instead of death. It becomes a near blonde, pure white spectacle of light and cleanliness that turns the water from a corrupted, black, spewing wargasm into a clean, pure water. And as she finally cleans herself, she looks like a human being rather than a corpse, and smells of the fragrances and spices of actually living. Cinnamon, lavender, catnip, it all mixes together in a special aroma that just tantalizes the senses. There you go.
No, shit. Yeah,
it is the transformation.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's definitely a... the bard is going into overdrive, if anything, and
right. She probably wrote all those words down herself.
Oh yeah. Like actually, a lot of them. Like she's especially paying attention to the new scent that seems to be coming out. Though Daisy is a little bit worried almost as she's standing there and she's got she's looking at the dirty water and looking at the water and the hair as well, and just like, what do you think we should do with them?
Well, it became clean when it got touched by the light-filled hair.
Yeah.
Well, she just kind of stands up, dusts herself. I'm like, oh man, that scar's still there. She looks like a 19-year-old girl for once, instead of whatever abomination she was. And she pulls on her clothes as she steps out, and she feels all clean and dry for once. She's like, whew. Keep them, I guess. I'll have to do something with them. Is that weird to you?
No, it's good to have a memory. I kept some memories back in my place as well of what it was like before.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, I know reliquaries are usually for saints, but I think it would totally work in this case.
What? Reliquary?
Yeah,
is that where you keep relics?
Yeah, a special thingy where you keep
Saint bones.
Relics. Yes, exactly.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah.
She
keep the tub. How we pulled from it.
There is actually a moment where the bard kind of goes, I could do some wonderful things with these if you'd let me have them. It would make some, incredible stories, and to have the proof. She seems anticipating, almost like she wants to grab the locks and run off with them all. But
you know what? That sounds good to me. You hold on to it, and do remember, don't hoard it now, but do protect it.
Stories are nothing if they are hoarded.
That's fair.
And she smiles and she takes them. And you know where to find me. And if you don't, and then she blurts her address.
Wait, Quentin wants to talk to you. That blood. Bye.
She's already walking off. Hey, she is.
So, that happened.
Hey,
my teeth feel better.
Yeah, they're looking a lot nicer now, lass. You're looking more human.
Yeah.
Now,
You're more human.
Yeah. Now I gotta get this bath back into the hospital.
Okay. You thanks.
She does have to kind of upend a load of the dirty water, basically into the streets.
Clean.
Yeah.
Clean water. Damn it.
The clean water. Okay. She upends the clean water into the street and just watches it run down into the rivers because into the stones, and picks up the giant tin bath on one arm, slings it over her shoulder, and is like, you know where to find me. Except for today, I'm off, so I'm gonna be heading to my house. If you need me, well, I'm sure you'll find me one way or another.
Just say help and we'll come.
I'll be alright. I don't need to call on the gods for nothing that I can handle myself.
You really are the best person I've ever met. Take care.
See ya, lass. And so
I turn to the butler, and I'm like, hey! So, thanks.
He has been dutifully standing by, and so I shall return to Master Foreman for now. I am glad to be your service.
Yes. Bye-bye.
He kind of takes a deep breath and says, I'm aware that you are desiring my service, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
I cannot betray my master at the moment.
Okay.
It is quintessentially against the butler's code.
That is true.
I am sure that you and Master Foreman will, in time, come across a way to garner my efforts.
Exceptional employment.
I do not wish to toot my own horn, as to say. It is a butler's duty to be humble. So,
love this guy. well, take care, Jeremiah. Eat well.
I always do, Ma. So gives a short bow and disappears off into the night. So yeah.
Good thing I didn't say anything, or Quentin would have heard me. I yell out loud, and then I walk away. Yeah, watch that, huh? Watch nothing, huh? Can't listen to things you can't. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm yelling at the street, but I know he can hear me.
If I choose to, yes. I'm busy making breakfast.
Yeah, there's just behind Quentin. It's hard to hear you over the repeated banging of the tables and just the because all of your siblings are there for the breakfast this morning, and just
they're cooking and they're like bang, bang,
yeah,
bang,
they're just
bang,
eggs again and again.
Ham.
And
gotta make sure that Potluck doesn't die out as well.
And then someone in the background yells, "Porridge!"
Oh dear. Kara, what are you doing at the moment?
Probably sitting there shouting eggs as well, getting caught up in the excitement.
There's probably a moment where you join in, everyone goes a little bit quieter for a moment, looks at you, and then everyone redoubles in effort. Eggs!
Fist of the team. Eggs!
Kara just like, do you even eat?
No!
Doesn't matter.
Squint eye, just like, what?
Smells good though.
It is good. Ever since Big Brother got like this, he's been an excellent cook.
Oh,
That's cheater.
that explains the birds.
He,
Oh.
there is a moment of that, where they just pause and like, I did wonder where we always got those eggs from.
Eggs.
Let's say I keep like pigeon cages up at the roof.
Well, you could have chickens as well if you want, or do you want pigeon eggs?
I want messenger pigeons.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a very useful way. Not many people have been in contact with you guys for a while because, like I said, you guys sort of became a bit of a not joke, but like ancillary, and some places lost their watch entirely. So you know, it's not always the. So unfortunately, you've had very little correspondence. So yeah, when Sade finally comes in and joins to the probably still raucous chorus of eggs, there is actually a no one looks Sade's way until you see Senna kind of looking around at the door and then pauses and then like freaks the hell out. Like you just see her just this stunned look on her face as she seems to realize that it's you. And then the moment of, you know, the childish kind of, they don't tap on your shoulder, they just slap at you repeatedly to get your attention. And they kind of, that goes around the room as they each kind of tap. And then there's like the eggs calling has stopped, maybe except for Kara. And
oh no, she's just looking with total what?
Yeah.
What?
It's like they kind of knew that you were getting clean, but it's seeing it is a hell of a different thing. Like, and yeah, Wolfgang is kind of sitting there with a hand on his chin, like staring at you as if he's only realized now that you're a girl.
I would like to point out to everyone I do probably intend to take the desire word. I'm debating still between entropy and desire. Something to note.
But yeah, so he's just kind of so eventually Senna actually speaks up like, you're looking better.
Yes. Oh,
better.
Yeah, that's a way to put it. Where's everyone? Is there eggs? Quentin, is there eggs?
I just yelled back like, I'm working on it.
Why is he so slow? I said as I moved to sit down next to Kara, taking my silk gloves off.
He says it's the
She's not at all subtly sniffing.
I'm not at all reacting. Like, just treating it like it's happening, like as if she's a ghost doing that. At least that particular thing, because I'm used to it by now. From everyone.
I imagine that there's you're used to kind of, well, that's the thing. While everyone else was complaining about her smell,
Kara didn't really mind.
Yeah, Kara never really smelt the corpse. She smelt the vengeance. Like,
I feel like it's been an occupational requirement that she doesn't smell corpses and such.
Or viscera very well.
Yeah.
So like it's that thing of like you've always sort of smelt the vengeance, and now it's still there. I'm guessing it just feels more like.
But also quite a lot of, and out loud, cinnamon.
Sometimes I like to think it's always something nice, spicy.
It's very rich.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's life for you.
Yeah.
I look at everyone, it's like, laugh, goddammit. Anyway, so eggs! Eggs!
Yes, eggs!
And again, the chants go up, but you notice that Kalon and Wolfgang are a bit quieter now. Like, you know, not as raucous as if they're a little bit still a little bit taken back, or maybe they're a little bit nervous now that they're around, a girl who isn't their sister.
And who is actually attractive? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, because you've got like an 18 charisma. Is it 16?
16 right now.
Yeah. But just to like but is that moment of like what kind of in their heads? But yeah, so eventually the eggs emerge.
Along with all the other food.
Yes, along with the ham, bacon.
Finally, you're so lazy.
Bread.
Probably some like grits kind of thing, which is like multiple fried little bits of potato and like herbs and stuff like that, and onions.
Some porridge.
Mm. The porridge is probably for Calon. He's a bit more of a vegetarian than the rest. He's not strictly a vegetarian. He will eat fish, but yeah, everyone around here eats fish. Like it's a fucking port town. Who doesn't eat fish?
Yeah.
But
You're right.
yeah. So yeah, they so everyone's tucking in, and eventually you do have a moment of what's the name? My brain. Elena just kind of turns and goes, "So you've bathed?"
Oh, yeah. Actually, yes.
It looks good on you. And she just gives a little nod and a little smile. Like,
Okay, finally allow you in the kitchen. I mean,
Hey, I could come into the kitchen if I want. No one could stop me.
I would have tried,
You could have tried, yes.
Yeah. and hopefully succeeded.
No.
Kara is pleased that the spirit is still there and firing.
yeah.
Yeah, she's still a bitch underneath it all.
I'm assuming we've hit like sunrise of the next day.
Yeah, you've got all your efforts back now, guys. So
Noise.
Yay! Heck yeah, I got all that effort. We're supposed to have 5 effort each, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
5,
Oh,
24 effort.
Are we?
Yes, 2 for first level,
Oh, right.
1 for every other level.
Yeah.
There we go.
It goes up 1 every single time you level up, and you start with 2.
I forgot to
Oh,
add
okay,
1.
then I forgot to do that.
Yeah,
In fact, I apparently forgot to do that twice.
Oh dear.
yeah, it should have 5 effort and 5 influence. Unless you take effort of the word or influence of the word, then you can have 1 extra, but for only a gob gift point. They're in the core, like the Corona
the
Brad.
core book.
Word of creation.
Yeah, the general stuff.
Yeah,
It's the
careful with the
same
word
place that
general.
excellence
It's
Yeah, it's the same place that excellence came from.
yeah, the basics.
Excellence of the word, like the ability to just bump one of your stats to 18.
So yeah, it is morning. A couple of the people wash up because Quentin cooked, so it's only polite. And you see that Wolfgang's going on his morning kind of morning, not stroll, but his
Patrol.
Patrol. That's it. My brain. Sorry. So yeah, he's going on his morning patrol and gives you a bit of a nod before he heads out. So it's the morning. What would any of you like to do?
I'm gonna go find Johnny and have him take me to Swift. And that'd be, and other than the tea thing, that should be everything. And making my sword, I guess.
Well, your sword is currently with a
I can do the Swift thing later,
switch.
Like either after. Switch.
Yeah.
Either after the game or something else.
No, it's Switch could entirely be here. I mean, hey, some of you might want to go talk with Switch as well.
Yeah, but we should really. We gotta talk to him at some point. We don't have to take up so much time doing it.
Yeah. So what does everyone want to do?
I gotta go hit T. And build my sword, and then we gotta set a date for the trial.
Tea is probably going to be later in the day, as tea kind of suggests afternoon.
Really?
Afternoon tea is generally how the British have done it, at least.
Yes, that's how I was interpreting it. I must be off.
Oh, okay. Well, we kind of have it in the morning in America. Sort of a breakfast drink.
Weird. Yeah.
Weird.
If we're not constantly at least taking a pint of it intravenously at all times, something has gone wrong.
Actually, I really don't drink much tea, but yeah, no, we
I drink enough for 3 people, so it makes up for it.
yeah,
I mean, all this
There we
talk
go.
about tea makes me want to go and make a cup of tea.
Same.
What the
Myself
heck?
thirsty saying this.
What is going on?
We mentioned the word tea, and anyway, tea is usually like tea and scones with butter and cream. So
So I'm
it's
going
like
to find Dr. Easy, and I'm going to beat some sense into him. I mean, get my sword.
Did we believe he was still in transit to wherever he was going?
no, Dr. Easy is the theurgist.
Oh, yes, sorry, I'm mixing my doctors up. Dr. Cleese is the twat, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You remember which one's the twat? Both of them, but
He
one of them
lit-
works for you.
Oh, did you ever make Dr. Easy scared of me? That's a question he answered right away.
No, he isn't, and that's kind
Not
of.
even when I lifted him up and slammed him against the table? Damn, okay.
You don't want to know the
It's
emotion he felt just
like
then. Yeah.
God. Yeah, you
Oh,
pick
man.
your part of that desire word, whether you want to.
Yeah.
I guess I'm probably going to have to at this rate because I really, really want to, and now I really want to.
But yes, so clapper.
Does it go? I'll go out with Wolfgang to head in that direction, wondering if he goes is going in the same direction.
He is actually heading towards the docks. Yeah, it's he is heading towards Switch, the Dockers direction.
Okay,
And
I'll walk with him this morning.
yeah, you two.
I'm gonna make sure the weapons get up from the basement and
Mhm.
distributed to people who need it. Or
Okay.
guardsmen who need it.
I was going to by and get that information from what information he will have had by now, at least from Franklin.
Okay.
I know he said it'll take a few days to get it all, but he should at least have names for me by now, I
Yeah.
believe.
Oh yeah, let's. What information was it you wanted exactly? Sorry, just to remind my brain.
I was hoping to remember, so I wouldn't have to admit I've forgotten what I threatened him with.
I think you were wanting for.
You wanted the names
Uh,
of his
The
distributors?
chain
Yeah.
of smuggling, I believe. Whoever brought the sedatives in from elsewhere, I believe.
Yes, from up in Mural, who we were traded with up there.
Yes, that's definitely right. I didn't forget.
And I think
Totally.
you wanted the slave in in big quotation marks there.
The names of people dealt with supply of sedative and a full list of accounting and communications in a few days' time.
And the as well the slave market that he was kind of involved in.
Yes.
Okay, so just all right then. So we'll do that really quick first. So yeah, Quinton, yours are being transported, absolutely no trouble. Everything's being dragged up, and it's not the it's not the worst situation. But yeah, some decent quality weapons are being put in, and soon the armory, which is now looking very small, is bristling with weapons, like to the point where people probably can't access the back ones.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
But I might have to expand the watch house maybe sometime.
I mean, we're just gonna distribute some to the current guardsmen.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of them would no doubt not keep their weapons when they go home, because the watch house, that's where people often pick up their gear before heading out. So would you encourage them to keep their weapons at home?
I mean, might as well.
Might be better to have them all in one place, just in case.
But that would mean that if shit arises, well, I mean, we do still have the one that everybody can arm themselves.
Yeah, that's. However, that's only if they're. I almost said license level 1. No, that's Lancer. If they're like one hit die. So if they start getting stronger, like if you buff them, then they won't be able to do that.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess I will. Will I expand? I mean, I could just throw one effort at it and actually fix the problem.
What's the problem?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm
No,
gonna
but
expand basically the home.
Oh yeah, so you can start developing your.
I use Sire of Stone Street and basically just build or expand the house that we live in and where the armory is and everything.
I mean, you could start
You should make
designing.
it go upward like an aviary, you know, like a tower kind of thing, but it's like bigger as it goes higher. You know what I mean? Like an aviary, you know, where your birds are.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I'm probably adding like another floor to the building.
Yeah.
Just like make it expand outward, where it's like.
Then you have to have all the complaints from the neighbors and.
I mean,
yeah, well, that's the thing, though. You can build over them. You don't have to build. Don't have to build through them. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the thing. There's not very many places with more than one floor around you. So, like, the moment you build up, it's like just, you start becoming quite a landmark actually as you start building up. So
that's great because that means that people can find the guardhouse way easier.
Yeah, it's
add a third floor.
You can design this however you want right now. You are like in full. You are in creative mode.
Oh god.
Yeah, in fact, like make a big banner.
You can fucking fly. You can fly as well, so you can literally just.
I have creative mode on.
It's fucking T-posing Quentin just going around. Yeah, dear.
But nah, I mean, I'll probably just add like another floor and not make anything major out of it. Just make it seem as it still fits in, but it's just like a bigger house compared to the other ones.
Do you want to furnish these floors with anything in particular? Because it is.
I will probably refurbish the entire house and have like the upper floors be living quarters. So basically, just I interject a floor underneath the current one, and basically make that like watch house central, where it's just like have the armory be there and where people are reporting in, and maybe even have a board of like missing people if there are any, and like that kind of thing.
Yeah. So giving it like a nice full kind of workover. Ooh.
Yeah.
Fucking Windows Defender.
It's your typical adventure guild kind of theme, almost. So even have it work as a slight inn where if people are hungry, they can also come and buy some of the potluck and.
Yeah, that sounds good. So, like, increasing the size of the kitchen even more. Like, you could start hiring some more people to start working there as well. Now that you've, got a lot of this going in.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I'll look into that. But yeah, for now it's just expanding the entire thing, making sure like it's easily accessible for people who want to report things in, have a board of notice of what's going on, etc., etc.
Oh,
and of course a big armory.
You actually have a few moments where your siblings are standing outside and giving you like calling out pointers as you're building. Just
Take a path.
Yeah, it's just windows. We need more windows.
A garden. Give us a garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, give them a garden, for God's sake.
Yeah.
For our sake.
It's
Fine.
Yeah. So the nice and lovely little garden. You're not the greatest at, like, the plants aren't growing too well, but you can get like a nice, grassy area around because you don't really you deal with buildings more than.
I imagine like what's it called, a roof terrace.
Yeah, and
so like have like small like patches of dirt and have things grow in there.
Your pigeons, who were still on the roof when everything started, just
calm the fuck down.
They are probably all just like they immediately took off and started circling you.
Because I yelled at them before I do it. They have to stay calm the fuck down and don't move.
Just a moment where all these slightly worried pigeons just.
Yeah, it's fine. Trust me, I got this. But yeah, that's what I spent my time on.
Okie doke.
And also making this cup of tea.
Fair enough. Kara, what are you doing?
Going to remind a man I'll take his kneecaps if he doesn't behave.
Okay.
Take his kneecaps.
Do you need to know where he is?
Deboning.
He gave his address.
I was just going to say, I'm assuming if he didn't give me his address, which would have been very unwise of him if he hadn't. I'd have just asked you, Quentin.
Yeah, it's the man at home.
Walk outside his door, knock on his window. I'm here for your names.
He is.
The real question is he at home?
He's in his office.
I have a question before we go on, and it may relate to this. We talked about me buying a power from knowledge. I just realized I actually have the points to do that, if I may.
Oh.
You can buy them at pretty much any time as long as you have the points.
As long as you get the points.
Okay, I think we'd agreed to it beforehand.
Yeah, because like the all-knowing stuff. Yeah.
It seems very witchy to me to look at someone and know exactly what they don't want me to know.
Yeah.
The unveiled truth.
Yeah.
A truth that burns, I believe it's called.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah, learn the knowledge they least want you to know.
Yes, exactly. It's to ruin people's days, and that's why I've gone for it.
The knowledge word is always fun because it just basically takes all the power of the GM's hands. Because the one thing they have advantage of is secrecy. And just knowledge is like, nah, that's mine now.
It could be very simple as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
It could just be that he doesn't want me to know that he pissed in my swamp on the way home last night or something.
Oh boy.
Usually, if you're going to commit effort to it, it has to be useful in some way.
Yeah.
Actually, most things are most things are useful to Godbound when they're trying to know things. How do I put it? How does the game put it? It has to be relevant to your interests at the time. Anyway,
okay.
So I'm just joking around. I once played a knowledge only god kind of, and so the GM started relying on me to just like use my powers to make the campaign go the way he wanted it to.
Oh dear.
Oh yes, she knows the thing, so you go that way.
I don't have to give this in a logical place. This one can just know it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but on the other hand, it's like, oh, you just know the thing I was trying to keep secret. Great.
Yeah.
Is it an activated thing or a constant thing?
Commit effort to the scene, choose a visible target, learn the knowledge of them or their plans that they least want you to know, as judged by the GM.
For the scene.
Worthy foes are entitled a spirit saving throw to resist this subtle inquisition. Yeah, subtle, that's the one.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Yeah. Subtle.
What you do with my family?
Screaming, I can smell your sin at the top of my voice is not subtle, and yes, that's how I'm going to do it.
I just had the mental image of like you three jumping up and down on a large man's chest, just like, tell us. Just, all three of you just like you're stomping on a guy in church robes, but yeah. So he is in his office. By the time you arrive there, it appears to be closed.
It appears to be what, sorry?
It appears to be closed.
Closed, you say? Sorry, it's words are cutting off sometimes. I suspect it's a problem my side, because I had meetings earlier, and it's been incredibly unreliable all day for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you using Bluetooth for your headset?
No, it's just a USB. It is really odd. It's not usually a problem at all. But yeah, if the door to his office is locked, I will give it 3 sharp hammers, and I'll give him a minute to respond, and then that door is going in.
Oh, it isn't just an office. This is like a full trading company. Can
I not just walk straight in then?
That's the thing. It appears to be shut down right now, and
move the walls.
So like after you give a hammer, there is a little bit of time before he comes downstairs and he answers the door, and he blinks like he's been up all night, and you realise that humans tend to sleep. Yeah.
I don't believe I gave him permission to sleep, so this is as it should be.
He kind of blinks at you and leans heavily on his cane and like, yes?
You have the names we agreed to?
I have some.
That's good. That's a start. I appreciate that you need time for the full accounting.
Not all will be traceable, but I believe I've...
Oh, I have faith you'll do what you can, Franklin, and I'll walk in.
Yeah, it's, he's an easy person to force his way past. Like, he's unbalanced on one leg already, so... he doesn't stop, so He closes the door after you, and perhaps foolishly he locks it.
Well, that is foolish of him, but fair enough.
And he strokes his chin, like, after the church being dismissed, all of my people, I gave them a few days off.
That's good.
I suspected you would be coming around at some point. I didn't know it would be so quickly, but I'm glad I got to work last night.
As am I, Franklin.
He waves a hand for you to take a seat as he basically leads you to his office. His office is on the ground floor, and after all,
Very wise.
yeah. So it's on the ground floor at the back. It's not lavish. It's still like a workplace, but he has those little amenities that see that market as like that special place where the boss is. So yeah, he takes a moment and groans as he sits down in his chair behind the desk and is like, starts pulling together some papers. Like, I tried to trace it back to the most important one. I felt you'd wish to know.
I do, and I appreciate your foresight in this.
It's more of a rumor than anything else, but I can give you at least 2 people to go through that may reach him.
Speak.
He pushes over some notes and these are signed by a pseudonym that the Marshal Cardinal up there is known to use for less than satisfactory deals.
What is this pseudonym he works under?
Jonathan Penny.
Sorry, was that Jonathan Penny?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
And the other?
His real name is Marshal Cardinal Drenel. He doesn't use a pseudonym for the anything else, but these came through him to someone else, and that's who I traded with.
So you had no direct dealings with the men?
He's one of the top members of the church up there. He wouldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole. I work in Threeport.
This might be to your ultimate benefit, Franklin. Consider that.
I don't quite agree. I don't have much against him in particular, except that he has been involved in the production of this somehow.
How interesting. Yes, I think we will have to give him a visit.
Jonathan Penny is the front, I believe, for this. If you wish to get to him, then the person I trade with mostly up there, he works the gates.
And who's he?
He is not even important enough to have one of their fancy little titles. He's a gatekeeper that they've spared up there. I know him as Andrew. He goes by Andy among his friends, I'm led to believe. He's one of those people who tends to get on with just about everyone. But yes, Andrew Bennett. Bennett, yes, that's it.
This is good. You've worked quickly, and I do appreciate that. Did you have any direct dealings with this Bennett, at the least, or your people?
My people.
What's your estimation of the man?
My people that I went through, I don't really do those kind of trips myself.
Oh, I'd imagine not.
Yeah, he knocks himself in the leg a little bit and with his walking stick. And
I have a question, GM.
Yeah.
Would that be something that any one of us could fix with one of our many godly powers? His leg, I think.
I believe so, yeah. I mean, between Kara's healing ability that you could get granted from fertility.
I'm not offering that to him yet, but
Yeah.
if he behaves himself, I may fix that leg one day.
There's
I
also
have
there's
magic,
Sade.
technically.
Yeah.
Sade, it's probably a little bit beyond regular magic users' abilities. What with the fact that it's an old injury, so it has healed.
It's had time to... Yeah, exactly.
It's set wrong, basically.
We could just take the leg off and regrow one.
Yes. You don't even have to anesthetize him. I mean, you should, but you don't have to.
That's not necessary, it's fine.
But yes, he kind of scratches his chin a little bit, like, my people.
It can correct lame limbs at the master level.
Yeah. Are you at master level?
I don't know. I'm supposed to be at archmage technically.
Okay. just checking. But yeah, so okay, so there's not many people in Threeport who are that level though. Like but they mostly do the physical kind of healing around these parts. But you've seen a couple of healers that emergencies, which is why you got grabbed and magically healed because you were spilling your guts.
Mortally wounded.
But yeah, so the Franklin kind of itches his forehead and like, yes, my men seem taken with him, which is the worrying part. He always has that little bit extra, that little bit of friendship, that little bit of extended gratitude. Always there to save them if they're getting through on a particularly rough inspection day. In many ways, he reminds me of Mr. Foreman.
I wonder if that's a favorable comparison or not.
I would not be one to tell you what to feel on that situation.
She will give him a piercing look and lean closer towards him over his desk and say, I hope you're not keeping anything important from me, Franklin.
You do see him like wipe a bit of sweat from his forehead.
I'm going to use that power, goddammit.
Okay. Yeah, for a while, like there's a couple of different things. Do you know what the one thing, or do you know the
exact wording is learn the knowledge of them or their plans that they least want you to know, as judged by the GM. So really, it's up to you.
I would say that the knowledge that just some of the conditions that like some of the workers were transported in, some of the suspicions he had and did nothing about. When people are highly susceptible, they can be abused in many ways, not just as work labor.
Yes.
And there were some people that he didn't consider laborers, and he was very concerned. As well, there is one thing that seems to haunt him, and there was quite a young girl at one point, and that's
anything he personally had a hand in.
No, actually, he feels he never did it directly. Like you feel that
he strikes me as the man having that degree of separation, so he can go, oh well, at least I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Yeah, he stopped after he saw that young girl. He stopped checking the cargo personally. He'd send others, church members sometimes.
So unless he's saying anything,
is he? He's just sitting there and like, I don't know what to tell you really.
You have a lot to make up for, Franklin. I think you know what I'm talking about. But you stick to that. You do what we agreed, and it will go a long way in your favor. We're not friends now, and I suspect we never will be, but we esteem those who are willing to fix the mistakes they've made. Remember that as we go forward.
He kind of pauses and then looks at you, and then he just actually shakes his head a little, like, I'm afraid you're being too soft.
Perhaps. But be rest assured, if you ever stumble again, I will be there. You have to understand, Franklin, this isn't mercy, this is the bigger picture. You're far more useful using your resources for the benefit of others.
He itches his chin a little bit, like, you say that, but... And there's another kind of flicker there, where it's you don't quite catch it, but there's something else that's been... It's almost like you sense that something else has been bothering him lately, which he is very afraid that you're going to pick up. But because you learned the one thing at that moment that he was most concerned about you discovering, it's like you catch a slither of silver in like the pool of his mind, kind of thing. You can't quite catch the fish.
When all this is done, Franklin, and when we have the time to consider smaller matters, less important people, a full accounting of what you've done will be considered. So I suggest between now and then you work hard on undoing the damage you've caused.
He does, like, he pauses and then pulls open the bottom drawer of his desk, pulls out a bottle of something strong smelling, and
is it brandy? That's the only spirit she knows.
It's not quite, but it's definitely something. It smells of lemons.
She knows many spirits.
Oh dear.
He's got limoncello.
Yeah, it's
the bastard. I should kill him for that alone.
he offers you a little bit.
She doesn't take it.
He nods and slugs directly from the bottle, and he just pauses and is like, "This may cost me my life, but I have something to say."
Speak. I'm listening.
You're taking over of this city. It has effectively doomed any position I may hold.
Yes. There's no point in lying about that. It's just yes.
You say I have resources that I could help with, but one of the reasons everyone here is on the break today, unpaid but on a break, is that I have no contacts. I have no one to deal with. I am actually down workers, because I believe you either killed them or they are somewhere in arrest. No one is going to deal with us from the other lands. We weren't a major trade route anyway, except for going down to Caravo. Unless you conquer another city soon, we are going to be dead in the water, at least I will be. I'm sure that you will find a way to save the common people. You seem like that kind of person. But you say I have resources and that I can use them to make amends. I will not have resources. And in that way, I will not make amends. There is no chance here. You have given me an ultimatum which you yourself have made that I cannot meet.
I see. Well then, Franklin. Focus on what you can accomplish for now. I will consider this matter and speak it over with my companions. Perhaps they'll be more forgiving than I am.
He gives a small shrug and I only tell what I can see. I'm in this position because I see the trade and I can see how it guides, and if you can't find a way to fuel this city, we will all starve before the month is out.
I have plans in motion that should solve that at the very least, but I appreciate what you're saying, and I acknowledge this is not my area of expertise. even so, you are considering the longer term, the things that don't really concern you at this moment. For now, you should be doing the work of getting all the information I require from you.
Gives a small shrug.
We can revisit this at that time.
Of course. I will mostly likely remain here. I cannot
And
face
pay your workers, goddammit.
If I pay my workers, I will run out of resources faster than ever before.
That's what the resources are for, Franklin. Supporting the people.
I'm afraid they may not have a job long.
One step
Murder
at a
him
time.
now.
I'm not. He's pushing me. I am not murdering him. Not yet.
Murder him when he least suspects it, when we fix his leg.
Ooh, that's particularly
Fix his leg
cool.
and then murder.
Fix his leg, then beat him to death with the lame one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, he can still be useful.
Literally what
for
I'm
the
saying.
moment. I was thinking the thing to do might be to actually give him a trial.
Yeah, might be.
Because it sounds like he's
See what
fucked
people
some people over.
We'll see what people think, that's for sure. Also, he was probably talking about Gretchen, the bastard.
I keep trying to remind myself, vengeance is cold. I don't have to fly off the handle and perforate people immediately.
But you don't have to not do that either. Just be even-handed about it. Perforate this guy, the next 3 guys, you'll give them mercy.
I'm
Just kidding. Dude.
If in a few days or weeks or whatever it takes, he hasn't actually done enough by my reckoning, then we'll probably skin him or something.
Fair enough. Take his skin off like a tablecloth.
I think I made one of my tenets something along the lines of repay the damage you've done tenfold or something. So if he hasn't done enough by my reckoning, God help him.
No, because you won't.
Yeah, yes, she very much won't.
He also extends a little note towards you. Like, you will want to take this to the. Actually, that's something as well.
This is sounding like you've not told me everything, Franklin. Why didn't you just get it all off your chest?
Well, this is only just a thought, but we have some banking in this city. But many people's personal fortunes are within their houses, but not mine. Mine's in the bank. But there is going to be a lot of assets in there. A lot of unclaimed assets from individuals that you will either be killing or exiling or whatever you desire. I could lend a hand in that aspect to find sections and parts that have been that will just be sitting in a bank otherwise, and
I'll take the matter into consideration.
It will be difficult.
For now, focus on what I told you to do.
It will be difficult. The records may have burnt down with the church.
Well then, Franklin, it seems like you've made yourself useful for the time being.
He gives a small
A point
shrug.
in your favor.
He gives a small shrug, and like, you won't find many accountants around these parts.
Continue with what we've discussed for now, and someone will get back to you on that. Mostly because Kara needs to speak about this with someone who actually understands commerce, because she sure as hell doesn't.
Just showing up in Quentin's doorstep. What the fuck's an accountant?
Okay, quick question. What's a bank?
How does it work? Does it have masonry?
We can't have that.
Oh, you see, it's where they keep all this money, and Kara's just immediately just robbing it. But yeah, okay. So he kind of gives a small nod, but waves the slip at you, and it's like, yes, this is as requested. A note for half my fortune.
She actually is surprised at that one. Is it good work? I wasn't expecting you to be able to do that so quickly. And this is fully half of what you have?
Some of it belongs to my wife. I cannot punish her for what I have done.
Not if she wasn't involved, no. Was she involved, Franklin?
He rubs his head again, and you see again that little flicker of something.
Can I commit effort for that one? Because,
yeah, you can.
Hey,
you can. Like,
okay,
Kind of murder.
Paint the sins on him.
You just see actually quite attractive woman, more attractive than he deserves. I suppose in more attractive than you'd think. Who's dressed in rather nice clothes and has a nice,
I'm
nice
going
house.
to take a guess, and do correct me if I'm wrong, that would be probably talking to someone who hasn't necessarily done anything, but didn't really ask where the money was coming from either.
If possible, she may have even known, but it's just she didn't do anything, but she sure did profit from it. He does wave his hand like it's a pittance compared to what I've given you there.
All crimes deserve consideration, Franklin, but yes, the bigger matters will be dealt with first. And unless he offers anything else, she'll take the slip and go.
It's like, take it to the bank, they'll know what to do. Yep.
Okay, so I've pushed a man slightly closer towards the inevitable heart attack. What's next?
My turn?
Yeah, what were you going to go do now? Just reset my brain.
Fix my sword.
Oh, yes.
I was heading off with Wolfgang to go to the docks, talk with Switch.
Yeah.
And then, if I can. If he's busy, that's no big deal. In fact, I'm going to let Johnny know I need to talk to him later after we set a date.
You do actually...
Let's skip the whole talk instead.
Yeah. You see that Johnny is actually waiting for you guys around the time that you enter what would generally be considered the dock area. You see this kind of this main road here.
So out this entire time I've been casually complaining about Quentin to Wolfgang out loud.
He kind of pauses.
And the mask, it's so, what's with the birds? Was that always the thing? Was he always about birds? I give him a look like, you know what I'm trying to do, look, right?
Yeah. Were you, Quentin? Actually, were you always about the birds?
I mean, he's probably been doing like bird keeping as a hobby.
He just kind of pauses and is like, kinda. He's always looked after the pigeons.
Like in my spare time, I would be that guy in the park feeding the birds.
He's kind of like the birds. It's hard to say. He's always just
all
been...
the eggs that you meet. Definitely a bird guy.
Yeah. No, he's always been. He's always been
Crazy.
my brother. Come on.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, trust me, I understand completely. Family is
You can almost see the words "Do you have any family?" forming on his lips as he mindlessly is about to say, but he just stops himself in time. Policeman instinct, basically saying, "Don't get yourself killed." Even if you wouldn't.
I stop, like I physically stop, and I just watch him.
He didn't say anything, but yeah, he.
I'm more.
He kind of.
But you told me I noticed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just stare at him. I steeple my fingers in front of me, and I just watch him.
He coughs a little bit and just like, so why all the interest with Quentin?
Oh?
Just asking. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I spend a lot of time. Once I saw him throw a spear into a guy, and then someone yelled at him and he wasn't there, so there's that. I saw him also explode out of a shadow to wrestle a fat priest to the ground, which I then strangled to near death. Maybe I'm interested in because a variety of aspects are just too complicated to explain. As they tend to be. I'm more interested in why you think I'm interested in him.
Because you're asking me questions about him.
Did I get disconnected?
No. Did you not hear me? Because you're asking me questions about him.
Oh,
I didn't hear anything, but I've not been hearing anything at all, so I don't know how much that
Yeah,
counts.
I don't know. So let me try again.
Now, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
When you there?
I hear. Pip?
There's no.
Yeah.
Pip?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, like he just kind of goes. I think you're interested in him because you're asking me about him.
I finger gun him, both hands.
Like.
You should make that your like holy sign.
I know, right? And then I'm like, so, Johnny's this way, right? You know where he hangs out.
Johnny is actually waiting in the street. Like you see him from a few doors up as you turn a corner, and he just.
Hey, Johnny, get down here. Make fun of my smell again. I dare you.
You see him stuff something like into his back pocket that he was holding, and then kind of pause and walk over and like, Justice.
Yes.
Are you really Justice?
Give me the thing you put in your pocket. I'll break your arm in 3 places. Does that prove it?
Yeah, you're Justice. Well, you bathed.
Yeah, give me the thing in your pocket. I'll break your arm in 3 places. Starting with your elbow.
Why?
Because I want to see it.
Why do you like bullying people?
Because it's easy. And I like you.
He just gives a look to Wolfgang, and Wolfgang just kind of raises his hands and turns away, and he's like pulls out what appears to be a. Do you know what a kosh is?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a. For anyone listening who doesn't know, a kosh is basically a this one is a leather strap. A bag.
Ball bearings.
Well, no, it's more like it's got it's like an actually properly built one. It's not an improvised one, so it's like wrapped around a actual metal stick. And the idea is that you bash people with it, and it helps you knock them out rather than kill them, because like hitting them with solid metal really doesn't help. But with a kosh, you can hit someone really quite hard, and it'll like
that is the theory, at least.
It can still kill people if you hit them enough.
Isn't it also referred to as a blackjack?
Yeah, the blackjack.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna take it from him easily. I hope, if he doesn't want to fight me on it. And then I'm going to flip it around and give it a swing, and then I'm gonna give it back. Neat. So, can you tell your boss, Switch, that I and my friends need to talk to him probably tomorrow at some point. We're going to be setting a date tonight, I hope.
Yeah, right.
Trial. Justice.
He's actually been expecting it for a little while.
I know. We've been not busy per se, but busy. As you can see, I took a bath. It took a while.
I can imagine.
I'm gonna boop him in the nose. Boop.
You smell of lavender.
I know. I smell great, and it's so much fun because nobody turns away, so I can just and I boop him again.
Yeah.
And no one can stop me because I could break their arm in 3 places. Isn't that funny?
Don't threaten people. You don't want to.
Not often. Just you. Gosh, I'm not like that with everyone.
He looks at Wolfgang and yeah, Wolfgang's like, you know, she's not. And then he's like, But yeah, he pulls.
Okay, come on, back me up here.
Yeah, he just goes, you know, she's not. And it's like, ugh, kind of moment.
Not what?
Not like that. You know, with other people.
Not like what? With what? I'm confused.
So Johnny kind of goes, hang on. Okay. Switch wanted me to pass on a message to you lot, if I saw you.
Okay.
It's something that you should probably know before you come and have a chat with him tomorrow. So with you lot freeing the city, a lot of people are starting to ask for their kids back. And we can't really go out there very easily unless either you lot support us, or like we are throwing people into a grinder here, because they are going to start causing more problems. And we're not.
this is not really my area of expertise. I'm sure Quinn and Kara could talk to him about it though. Quinn! I just yelled at the air.
Please stop
Quinn!
Stop yelling.
Stop it! I'm yelling for Quinn.
Give me a second.
I'm yelling that one. Oh,
I'm
jeez.
just gonna.
Quinn, I know you're fucking listening.
No, I'm busy doing something completely different.
Why you like this? You bastard! I'm coming for you in your freaking pigeon!
My pigeons.
I don't know what a nightingale is. Yeah, I'll let him know.
Yeah.
Later, I guess. Speaking of,
Yeah.
are you okay? You spent a long time, right, in that cell? The one in the...
I was there for a while, but they never got round to that blood thing that was going on.
Right.
That never happened to me.
Hang on. Were they taking your blood?
No, they beat me up a few times, mostly because I was fighting them. But they never really got me down there. I think they were worried I might mess it up or something. They mostly went with
just sacrifice.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know entirely. I mean,
have you seen Gretchen lately? I was gonna go find her, but I've been again taking a bath.
Who?
Gretchen, young girl from, the place.
He looks at Wolfgang, and Wolfgang also looks confused.
Gretchen, the girl, the crazy one. We ripped the freaking door off its hinges to get to her. We ripped the lock.
I remember you getting me out of there.
Okay, Wolfgang, you gotta remember, we took her to your house that very night. She was with you and Daisy right next to her the entire time.
There's another pause, and Wolfgang kind of looks at you up and down. Like, are you okay?
Shut, Johnny. I need you to tell Switch that we'll be talking to him very soon. We need him to select a personal representative for the trial. It will be soon, and I'll be sending Quentin and Kara for you. I have something I need to do immediately. Bye-bye. And I'm going to, cowered inside and try to find a person that was scared of me near the hospital.
Oh, yeah. You basically pop into a room filled with injured and church members.
I pop behind someone.
Yeah. So basically,
excuse me, bye-bye.
There is a moment where you pop in, and then there's just a chorus of screams, and
oh really?
Yeah, bye-bye.
Have to get used to this. Come on.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, come on. This is normal. Everyone, move out of my way.
They're mostly in bed or strapped down. Like they can't. They're not like.
Everybody, stop being terrified for a second. Just know that you're within on all of them and quiet them quickly.
Okie doke.
Okay, so everybody tell me, did anyone see a girl named Gretchen anywhere?
There's a long silence. Like,
no one. Okay, you know where Daisy is? The big redhead, beefy hands.
One of them points in a direction with his working arm, and you notice that two of his fingers are splintered together.
Okay. Good. Thank you. I'll be back later to help you with that. I rush out the door. I'm like, Daisy, I need your help, please!
I need to turn you down. My ears are hurting.
I'm sorry, my bad.
No, it's alright. It's good, but also, ow.
I wonder if machines are just weird today, because you're all, today, the perfect volume for me, and normally you're not.
It's because I got headphones in.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, Daisy kind of, like, after a little bit, she comes around the corner and she's holding a bedpan in one hand, thankfully clean. And she's like, "Hey, lass, what's up?"
Have you seen Gretchen?
Who?
Oh,
Gretchen, the girl that was right next to you. She was scared. She was concerning. She was frightened. She was terrified. They drained her blood twice. That happened. She was right next to you the night we met. You spent the entire night teaching her how to knit.
I taught Senna how to knit.
No, Gretchen. What the hell?
I'm not quite sure what you. And she pauses. And
Quentin! Listen, you goddamn bird molester!
I mean, you're basically talking to me as I'm reshaping a house here.
Lass, could you...
Quentin! I need you!
Could you keep the Avery molestation to a limited level here?
It's him. Okay, I'm sorry.
There are people trying to
Calm
rest.
Yes, I'm sorry. I gotta go. I'm going to check the psych ward real quick. If there's any screaming, it's fine. And I start running in that direction.
I'll check the records for you, she calls out.
Thank you! This might be very important.
She immediately goes to get someone else to check the records for her because, she's not good with the records. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna check for the exact cell, the door we broke.
The door is broken.
Message we left them. We check for the message on the wall. Everything that was there.
The door is broken. The message has been scrubbed off.
But what about the one I carved in the wall with my finger?
The one that you carved in the wall is there.
It says, "We mean it." Okay, damn it. And underneath it, where she left her message, nothing there.
Scrubbed off. It smells of lemons in here. Someone was cleaning.
Clearly, Franklin covered up the crime and then started drinking on site.
Okay, so where is Mr. Easy at? Quentin, are you there yet? Oh my God!
Mr. Easy is up in Orton, so to the north.
He's in a...
Actually, no, I think he was in... Was he in Laddock? I think he was in Laddock, actually. No, that's where... he'll be in Laddock. Because that's where a lot of the craftsmen are, including the Smithsons as well. But,
okay, appear right behind Johnny again.
Okay. The moment where he doesn't even seem to notice that you've appeared, and he's talking.
Yeah, I walk past. I'm like, God damn it, she's not there. And then I head towards Laddock.
All right. Does that happen a lot to you, mate? Yes, it does. Actually, it does happen a lot to me.
He's a good focal point. Whenever I need to go somewhere, he's right there.
You basically just teleported to the other side of the city. By the way, he's in.
Yeah, I know.
He's in 3. You're going to 6.
Wasn't I closer to 5? Oh, 5 is Chalkfair, not...
Yeah, Chalkfair, not Laddock. Yeah, Laddock is...
Okay, so what about over in this direction? Is anyone scared of me over there?
You might be able to pick up 1 or 2 people.
I'm gonna look through the census, see if they can... I feel desperate, like, where the fuck did she go?
Some are walking down the street.
Okay, I pop behind one of them. Like, I just, like, blink and you'll see me. You'll miss it.
Do you do anything, or do you just run off? Like,
No, I don't run off. I start walking towards Easy's house, whispering to myself, Quentin. Fine. X. Come on, you stupid bastard.
I'll start paying attention when it would be reasonable that I've done constructing and going through a completely new house.
You are building building quite a lot, so...
This is like the godly equivalent of you just turning up the music you're listening to not to hear the shouting from the next room.
Yeah, basically the person shouting, turn it down, just turn it up so you don't hear the turn it down anymore.
There's like a murder happening next door and you're just turning up the radio like la la la. But yeah, so...
That is it! I summon a group of soldiers to me!
Don't go. You could just... If you'd gone by foot, you would have walked past the damn place.
I don't know where he is! So, all of you, find Quentin. Tell him that Gretchen is missing. She's very important, like on a divine, godly level. And you come with me.
Yes, Mom. It's a mixture of like common everyday people and some watchmen as well that appear to come to your side. So the ones that come with you are the.
They don't. Yeah, they don't. They're not anyone but veteran soldiers. They can be anything or anyone.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. It's they
don't actually. I don't think they're actually people that exist. They're just like summoned beings that can have existed.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like they can be given personality, but they kind of don't.
I like the kind of but yeah. So no. So but yeah. So
I told the Watchmen to go find him, and then I'm like, you come with me.
Because
Get
there's
that
like
man
the
to
guards ones literally are like the summoning people that like actual people kind of thing. But yeah, so they come with you and they pop off to go find Quentin. The other
Okay, good.
yeah.
And you find Kara. I'm like, it's like, don't forget Kara. Okay, so I go talk to Dr. Easy with a soldier at my side.
Okie doke. I'll just say, Quentin, roughly around the time that you're putting the finishing touches, two watchmen pull up and just go, I believe Miss Justice is looking for you, sir.
Interesting. And I'm basically just finished working.
Mm.
Mhm.
Or how was it you said?
Nope. Pip,
Oh, what happened?
Pip.
Oh.
You cut out there for a second.
Basically just you said I was just finishing up like the building.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, I look at the guardsman just like I will see to it. And then since I always know the location of major figures, and I assume we're currently major figures in the city, I know where she is, and I know which way she's heading.
Okay. So you can probably get to the house at roughly the same time to Easy's place. Because you can fly really, really quickly in Kara's on.
I can fly in a straight line at 100 miles.
Yeah, so you can basically zip over there at the top speed. Meanwhile, Sade has to get to the get there but on foot through some rather tight, a little bit smelly environments because these are workshops.
I don't care. I
instead,
really don't.
I will finish up the finishing touches that I'm doing on and ask Sade, like, I hear you're looking for me.
Yeah. Oh my god, were you...
Oh, cut out.
Yeah, you cut out after were you?
Were you deaf this entire time?
No, I was focusing on building a completely new house.
Can you tell Kara to look for Gretchen, please? Apparently she's like nearly divinely important because I've told everyone who Gretchen is, and yet no one remembers her, or even knows who she is, or never seen her before.
I relay the message to Kara. Sage's telling us to look for Gretchen.
Who's Gretchen? No.
No, yeah.
Why? Well,
apparently people don't know who she is. Even the nurses in the hospital don't know who she is.
this is not a good thing. This does not bode well.
Nope.
Also, Quentin, are you still there?
Yep.
This is the weirdest form of communication ever. Can you guys, like, can you and Kara talk to the Switch tonight? He has questions about, you know, the kidnapping, technically.
Sure, I think we'll figure something out.
Kidnapping, material extortion, they're the same thing in this case, I guess.
More or less.
Anyway, I gotta go talk to a man about a sword.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Next time, answer your freaking screaming, apparently. I don't know how this works.
Have any of you seen the meme of it's like a dog that's just running out into the sea kind of thing, and there's just a guy yelling Fenton, Fenton, as like he runs after, like, oh Christ, Fenton, like he's chasing after this thing. I can't imagine. I just imagine that as Quentin, like just running through the streets, going Quentin, Quentin, like. Anyway,
yeah, just doing that.
Just running through the streets like, Jesus Christ, Quentin!
Oh, my Hog. No matter what happens, I will always be clean. No
I
matter
know,
what.
I know.
I took a freaking fact. I always smell good.
Always smell good.
You can stop now, please.
I'm not saying anything!
Anyway, so I head to Easy's house.
Yeah.
Or workshop or whatever.
Well, I would like to say, what would Kara be doing about now? Because, like,
that's an interesting question, because she's just been told we need to find Gretchen. No one knows who she is.
Yeah.
So, right.
And
okay.
I also let her know that Sade wants us to talk to Switch about the kidnapping.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yes, then probably what she's going to do is very uselessly go around asking, "Have you seen Gretchen?"
There's
So everyone sees.
there's an awful lot of what going on. What
What?
and who?
Ooh.
Yeah. Okie doke.
She'll go and do it in the vicinity of the church and try to find the glorious purveyor of baked goods to ask him, because he was a knowledgeable man.
Very
Jim.
knowledgeable.
Yeah. Jim will kind of. He'll just kind of like at first be like, there's quite a few people called Gretchen in the city. Are you looking for one in particular?
Can I do a thing? Basically, just create the image of her for him to see. Is that like a godly power thing?
If a human being can draw a picture perfectly to make it seem real, you can too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm happy to just this girl here. She looks like this.
I imagine that you just fling an arm up and like mud splatters into a picture, like on
Pretty
the side of
much.
his cart, and he just pauses and looks at it and like, doesn't ring a bell. None of the Gretchens I know.
Could you ask around? It's important for us to know.
Anything for you?
Do you have any of those things?
You're gonna ask.
He just he pulls one up and is like, with a new cart, it's even warm.
Aw,
Incredible.
incredible. And we call ourselves gods.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Where in the dirt? This man's living in the earthly thousand.
So he hands it over and gives a little nod.
So she look at it. I don't have any of this money, but I have a thing of a bank. You will be paid very soon. Very soon.
Oh, going to the bank.
She just waves the slip that she was given vaguely in his direction.
He catches sight of it and coughs hard as he catches like 00000 where there's a 1 somewhere at the start of that.
Balance will be well rewarded.
And he like pauses and is like, yeah.
Incidentally, is there a particular type of apple you like to work with?
Variety is the spice of life.
Then variety is what you will get.
Speaking of segues.
Yeah. So yeah.
Variety, well, you give him literally every type of apple.
I've made new apples.
Look, we need to start
And
looking
new
for
ones
things
that
to
taste
trade.
like
We need
pineapple.
diversified bakeries or something. It's the only
Yeah,
way for the city to survive.
Kara, goddess.
We need bakeries. We need bakeries so bad.
Kara, goddess of vengeance and bakeries.
Like
Okay.
trade.
But
So
yeah,
have I approached Dr. Easy yet?
you have. You're at his door.
Okay, well, I'm going to suddenly catch fire. It won't. Don't worry.
Mhm.
Nothing will burn unless I want it to. Then I'm going to knock. Hey, I'm here.
There's
I
no response. Yeah.
I pound.
Okay. After a while of knocking, there's like
No. If it takes more than 3 knocks, I'm kicking his door in.
It's taking more than 3 knocks.
Jesus
I
Christ.
kick his door in.
Okay.
I'm on fire. Like, where are you?
I can respect this.
It's a well-dressed young woman constantly on fire screaming, "Where are you?" comes into his workshop.
There's the downstairs, even before you kick the door in, appears to be a mess of papers, a couple of tubes, some rather delicate-looking instruments, some of which have fallen over. Hopefully, none of them are broken.
I
And
point at the soldier and I tell him, like, do not let anyone in or out.
there is stairs to go up at the back.
Easy, where are you? I knocked like 4 times and I come up the stairs.
Okay, you going up the stairs. There's a bedroom door.
I'm literally on fire, by the way.
Is it setting the area on fire? Because there's
It
a lot
won't
of.
burn anything if I don't want it to.
Okay, he has a bedroom door. It's not locked, so.
I open it.
Hmm.
Or do I kick it in? No, I open it.
Okay, you find
Easy!
You find Easy. He appears to be slumped over on. I'm not sure if you'd call it a couch or a bed because he seems to be using it as both. He is in disheveled clothes, some of which were from last night, and he's hugging your sword.
Okay. So I calmly walk over to him. I place my hand on the sword, and then I don't place my hand on the sword. I gently lean in. I pull out a bottle of smelling salts and I wave it underneath his nose.
And he immediately jerks up. There's a little dull clang as the sword is not heavy enough to be moved up, and his head just against the edge of it. Not like the very edge, but like.
You were spooning my sword?
He looks up at you and then he reaches up and takes out 2 earplugs. What?
You were spooning my sword?
I thought if I shared the knife,
I just wanted to show you what it is.
And tried to, well, it was an experiment. I don't think it's worked. That's all good. Yes. No. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Why are you on fire?
Because I am. Does it have to make sense? Anyway, so learn anything?
1 or 2 little
Also,
things.
you might need to replace your door, by the way.
He looks over at his bedroom door. It's fine.
Not that one. The one downstairs.
Why?
Because I broke it. You wouldn't answer. It was like 4 knocks.
He looks over the clock. It's before noon.
Well, you, sir, should not sleep so far past sunrise. It's very irresponsible.
I'm a scientist. I'm a theogist, of all things. And I do my best studying. And
you want me to take the sword back?
He actually like waves it like, go. I've discovered a few interesting secrets, and I believe I'm done with it. I believe, at least.
Oh, what'd you find out? I say as I try to heft the thing. It's still too heavy for me.
There are
Finally get it over my shoulder. Like, this is easier, I guess.
There are a few properties. There are a few properties to it, and the main thing is that one of the properties has not been quite unlocked. It's actually quite hard to tell what it will do. That one seems to be related to you. This did have a property before you got it.
Oh. Well, I was always curious if you wanted to, in fact, help me reforge it. Oh, by the way, I took a bath.
Oh, yes, you did.
I'm waiting for applause. Please applaud. Everybody's so fucking keen on it.
Did you hear the applause?
It's a joke, Easy. Jesus Christ. Anyway, not Christ. Like,
look,
why the Iron General? Do you have to freaking... Anyway.
Don't say that name. Ugh.
Fine. Fine. It's a joke, you know, like a curse word, almost.
A bath is a curse word for you?
No, Iron General. Bath?
Oh.
What do you think I said?
Well,
What? You're scared of baths?
You said you had a bath, and then you said it's like a curse word for you, so...
No, Iron General is. Okay, you know what?
This is how weird theologists happen.
200 years hence, this is going to be an obscure arm of the church arguing about the sins of bathing.
Anyway,
Cut your hair as well, that's a shame.
Yeah, actually, yes, thank you. It feels nicer now. I rubbed it some. So,
yes.
Can you help me reforge this thing, maybe? Or do something, like, can you help me unlock its potential, perhaps?
With the help...
It's just a big piece of it still inside of me.
With the help of a smith, and maybe the other piece of it, yes.
I have the other piece. So all we need
you don't have the other piece. The other piece is around. We need to get the other piece.
What do you mean?
We'd need to remove it.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, let's do it.
No, we're having...
Saying I hand him a scalpel.
I'm not that kind of doctor, right?
I'm sure you can figure it out.
Let's get a professional.
Fine, if we must.
I faint.
Quinn!
I faint at the sight of blood.
Quinn!
What?
Oh my god, Quentin, thank you. Can you get Daisy for me? Tell her to meet me if she's not like. Say I need a doctor. Do you know a doctor that I can talk to?
I mean, you're the one that worked at the hospital.
Like for a few hours.
That doesn't change the fact that you worked at the hospital.
Stop being pedantic and tell me who to talk to.
Seems to me Daisy started this. She should finish it.
Fair
Well,
enough.
he wants to or not.
I name dropped the hit doctor.
I mean,
Okay, now tell
I
him.
assume they are a
Can you
major
talk to
figure
him?
of the city.
the head doctor is currently being transported somewhere by Foreman.
Oh,
Remember, yeah.
I would like to
And by drugs.
rephrase my previous statement. I would like to get the major figure of the hospital in the city that is currently working as head doctor.
There is a
Or temporary
large,
head doctor.
there is a large fuzzy buzzing area. There does not appear to be anyone distinctly who.
Brennan, you still there?
Yeah, there's no main doctor.
However,
Okay, just give me.
however,
just give me Daisy then.
you did remember you did speak to someone the night before.
Yes, that
Who-
wanted to be wanted to be the director of the hospital.
Yes, but she did say that she had training as well.
Yes. What do you need a doctor
When?
for, anyways?
I need to remove a piece of blade, and you damn well know that.
Now, let me just get something straight. You can't die, correct?
No, maybe.
I mean, you opened up yourself before. Why can't you just yank it out
I
yourself?
took an axe to the head. It still hurts. Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Easy could probably hear me
Mm.
yelling here about this. Okay, Quentin, please,
Mm.
for the love of all life and death and everything in between, stop being pedantic and just give me help.
Have you asked Daisy for help?
I was gonna, but I was like, I'm like 400 whatever is away from her. Just, do you have anyone? I mean, plus she's busy. She's at the hospital. I don't want to interrupt. her
Like
too much,
all
you
the
know?
other doctors.
Yeah, I know. Just come on, man.
Have you considered, if you want the blade removed, to visit the hospital as a patient?
You know, I got tea with the tenants in like 3-ish sometimes. Just hurry up.
Hello, 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 hello.
What?
Quentin, you're hearing someone in on the line almost.
Yes. Ooh, what?
Wait, what?
It's like,
Is everything go quiet all of a sudden?
no,
Oh.
you see that Easy.
Who did
is-
I decide to eavesdrop in on
No,
now?
no, you're hearing Easy. You're seeing Easy, who has apparently put like a metal cylinder up to his lips and is speaking into them. Hello. And then
What?
he takes the same cylinder and puts it to his ear, like.
Uh-huh.
And then the moment that you hear
I'm
Quentin
saying
say,
that, and then-
yeah, the moment you see Quentin, hear Quentin go, like he puts it like, is this working? And then puts it back to his ear.
Worryingly so.
Good. And then he puts it down.
Okay,
Fascinating.
So that was interesting.
Uh,
You know, do you know Dr. Easy, an actual doctor, or rather, you know what I meant?
I have a question. Can I perform a miracle from where I am on Sade?
Not likely. Not without actually being able to see them. Most miracles don't work.
Yeah.
Unless you exactly know where they physically are in the
Yeah,
world.
I do.
No, like no.
I mean,
no.
yeah, because
I know where you are within the city to like.
Well,
unsee.
I mean, like depends on what the gift is that your miracle.
yeah. So what would you like to do?
I would like to try and get her out on the street and use Streetwalker, which says commit effort for the scene while standing on a street, alleyway, or city bay. You and your companions on the same street are instantly transported to any location on another street in the same city. I suppose at your departure or destination point will not notice anything abnormalous about your movement. Rationalization, it as quick getaway or current presence they hadn't noticed. So basically, I would like to teleport it from point A to point B.
Okie doke. If you know exactly where she is, then yeah, I'd say that.
Okay, so you want to go to the hospital. Could you go out to the streets for me? And bring Easy along.
Come on, Easy. We're apparently going to be whisked away by freaking Quentin again. I bet it's shadow magic again. It's always like this. You notice that? That's why it's why it turns black. I as I go down the stairs.
I
Hang
don't
on, I
have.
gotta stop being on fire.
I don't have the opportunity to really notice anything. I only met him yesterday. For like a few
You should have
hours.
noticed a lot. Yeah, well, he was like a blue bird person. Come on, what's there to notice? I said everything.
Everyone
Be
was wearing
observant.
masks.
Yeah, but he was fair. Gosh. And all the fire just kind of like spurts out on me as I head out the door. Can you watch this place, make sure no one comes in? I say to my soldier.
Mm-hmm. Yes, well.
Okay, I'm outside with Dr. Easy. Where are we going?
And then I use the streetwalker as a miracle to basically move them from where they are to in front of the hospital. And effectively what it looks like is the stereotypical one of where you just see the world around you warp until you see the front of the hospital, and then it just bounces back into normal view, and you are there.
Fascinating.
I check my watch. Did you bring your stuff?
What stuff?
Good. Alright, so I go inside the hospital. And like I gently and calmly look around, make sure everyone's doing alright, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That I come in contact with, make sure they're all like calm.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't freak out at my deadly spear aura. And I'm like, I guess I go find Daisy to see if she can direct me to someone who can do a surgery. I could do it on myself, I say, as I'm wandering around trying to find her.
As you wander around, you remember that Daisy mentioned that she was doing a night shift and she's going home.
Oh, yeah.
And you probably ran into her on the way out when you popped in earlier.
So I need an actual doctor. So, Dr. Easy.
Yes?
You said that we need the blade, and we need the original sword,
Yes.
and we need a smith. Why do we need the blade part?
It is the connection. In order to have it completely, you need to rebuild the sword, to reforge the sword. I believe it's possibly related to your own theurgy. The reforging, the creating of something new from something old and broken.
Makes sense. Where do I know where all the surgeons hang out at?
There is a moment of, excuse me?
Yes? What?
Are you, Justice?
Yes, that would be me.
You left before I could give this to you earlier. She, like this rather young-looking woman comes up with some files, and she's like, you see, I was asked to go look in the archives for people called Gretchen.
Thank you.
And she's
Thank you very much. You've been very diligent. I take them carefully from her.
She,
You're right. You seem scared.
Well, you're... I mean... You have kind of killed a lot of people in the last few days.
Only 3. It's not many.
If I killed 3 people, they'd get rid of my license.
Fair enough. Okay. Look, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt anyone. Especially people that don't deserve it. Does that make sense? Like, I get the world is filled with conflict, fighting, and war, and craziness, but I'm not dangerous. Especially not to you.
Okay.
You can take my word for it now, or take my word for it later when I prove it, okay? But thank you for the files. I need to look through these. Dr. Easy, do you know where surgeons hang out? I say, oh, do you know where surgeons hang out?
The girl seems to like pause and like, we don't really have many surgeons. Ever since Dr. Cleese disappeared, and she looks at you again, it's like,
no, I didn't kill him. He's on a boat. Don't worry about it. So, where is the surgeons?
Is that like a metaphor? He says, turning to you. Like...
No, he's okay. I'm not talking about Cleese right now. I'll go get him if I need to. Anyway, so where are the surgeons?
They're well, we really don't have any.
None? Do you know anyone that can perform a surgery? It's kind of important. Like, it needs to be now.
There might be one person, but you know, I mean, what surgery is it, miss?
I need something excised from the flesh. foreign object. That makes sense.
She gives a little nod and
Hello?
yeah, and she gives a little nod and she pauses and just goes, I'll see what I can do. I'll go ask around. And
Oh, you said you knew someone. Who?
And she like waves her hand. There's one other person here. He is a surgeon, but he's been out of practice for quite a few years. But I suppose you're a bit hardier than most people.
Yes. What was his name? I'll go find him myself.
Oh, he's right now he's probably working up front doing ER doctors stuff. You know, emergency repairs and stuff like that.
I don't think I want to interrupt him then. Do you know anyone else? Anyone at all?
None from me. What we could try and book you in tomorrow.
How about this? Do you know anyone in the area that takes care of people? Like anyone that works outside the hospital?
She does pause and like. Well, they say that one of the Deceit sisters, she was trained as a doctor, but she's not come to work here at all. But I suppose with the church and everything, a lot of people didn't really want to work here.
That's fair, understandable. Thank you, miss. What is your name?
Jane.
What's that?
Jane.
Jane. You have a last name, Jane?
I
call you plain Jane.
I don't.
You don't.
She like pauses and is like, please don't call me that. The other kids at the orphanage called me that.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to excite you. I will find you later, and we'll talk some more about things. I need to know some things.
I'll try.
Okay. You go on your way. I have to go look over some papers and do a surgery, apparently.
Okay,
and tea. Jeez, teas. Okay, so, easy. Come with me. We're going to tea. Because apparently...
Just remembered something important.
What's that?
What's that?
I promised to go take a look at her father.
Yes, you did.
I have completely forgotten until now.
Yes.
The burdens of godhood.
I imagine you do listen in on that conversation a little bit, because it's kind of like the, okay, what the fuck's going on with Sade moment, and then with Justice moment, and then like that pause and like, oh yeah, I promised to go see them. Like,
I imagine it's more a bit of like I'm looking around for Gretchen flying around Sid, and I'm just like, oh shit, right, I forgot about that.
Well, it's coming to about
Quentin,
that time, so.
Quentin, are you there?
Yeah, what? Hey.
Mia and Easy need a ride to the Deceit place. Can you also find us a smith? Like a great one, like a really good one who doesn't ask a lot of questions.
Yes, I already know one.
Thank you. Tell him. Can you let him know that we need him at the Deceit place soonish? Like,
Yeah, sure.
within the hour.
Thank you. Switch over to like, hey, Kara, are you busy at the moment?
Sort of swallowing pastry hastily. No.
I promised some of the nobles that I would take a look at her sickly father, and I mean, I'm no healer. And I was thinking if you could assist me.
Yes.
We all ended at the Deceit place.
Perfect.
Yes, I can assist.
That sounds like she's smiling. That's not good.
And what are you eating? I didn't think I had to eat.
But Jim is very good at what he does.
Oh, you're with Jim. Okay. Then can you ask Jim for directions to the seat house?
I'm just imagining a moment. I'm imagining a moment of
so probably Jim is getting increasingly what?
No, Jim actually pauses and goes, "Tell him to pop by if he wants anything."
He's telling you to pop by.
Yes, I will do so at some point.
He will visit you soon, Jim.
Good. Now,
This is comforting, yes?
well, he's a nice bloke. I'm also testing these, and he stuffs a bag of roasted nuts into her hands.
She'll give the nuts a longing look and say, This is not what I'm here for. No. Yes. Another time, your great works will be considered. Tell me, how do I get to the DeWitt? DeWitt? What was it? I can't even remember.
Deceit.
Deceit. How do I get to where the Deceit family
See,
is?
it's like deceit, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he pulls like whistles slightly. Of that's a hell of a thing. I could give you a lift. Don't often get much trade up that direction. It's a bit upper end. You know, sticks his nose in the air a little bit. But maybe traveling with you.
And the art, you say.
Or maybe traveling with you, I'll get some interested buyers.
Perhaps. I'll speak of your goods with great enthusiasm, that I promise.
Wonderful.
And she'll hop up.
Mm. You do have your effort for the scene back, by the way.
Cool.
So yeah, so we do Quentin, and then everyone can meet up around the right time.
Okay.
Yeah, so Quentin, you are going to find a smith, I believe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to find Mr. Smithson, since he's the head craftsman.
You find
Get up the
him.
guild.
Yeah, you find him in the second floor of a guild out in Laddock Way. So, you know, down here. So he's in the second floor, down up there.
Should knock on his window.
Yeah, I did consider that for a short while. But no, I mean, I just into the building as normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's a desk or something.
There is, and
Yes.
it appears to be. You're considering that this may be one of the few people in this place who is like there to deal with the public, and you hear a faint, "Do you have an appointment?"
I don't need an appointment. You know, do you know who I am?
I'm afraid not.
Do you know who I?
I'm afraid not, sir. You appear to be one of our guards. Is this about a legal matter?
I would like to try and basically just demand that I see him now, and I would like to apply the fact that I am the authority of the city.
Yeah.
You will not question me.
Go ahead.
So it's charisma and a +4.
Yep, +4.
Do I get +2 because of my relation with the guy?
No, just the +4.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Yay.
He basically is somewhat kowtowed as he realizes that you know it's not exactly as clear cut as he thinks, and I'll go and check with him, sir. I'll be right back. Please do help yourself to some complimentary biscuits. And he pulls a plate of biscuits that he was eating out from the other side of the desk and pushes them towards you, and then scuttles off as quickly as possible.
I give him a mildly irritated smile.
It's
Mildly irritated smile. That's the most British thing I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, I'm not a Brit if I'm
Yeah. It's
There we go.
Yeah, it's barely a few minutes before Smithson is downstairs personally, and he's like, "Didn't expect to see you so soon. What can I do?"
Well, we need the best smith in town.
I'd say
and
that's
I'm
me.
assuming you're either that person or you would know the person.
I'd say that's still me.
Magnificent. One of my companions requested the best blacksmith in town.
And what's the job?
I actually give me a second, and then like to ask, say, what do you need the blacksmith for? Or justice?
I
what
need
do
to
you the blacksmith
reforge
for?
some kind of divine legendary executioner sword. You know, because it was used to freaking kill me, and I need to put back together, sort of, kind of. I don't know yet. Easy, what are we doing?
And then I stopped listening to us basically do that. Apparently, my companion needs help reforging a divine sword used to kill her.
Long considered pause. That might cost you a bit.
Yeah, we'll figure. I mean, we can figure something out.
I understand if
but
you require a Acquire something to be opened in your name. He paused. You're a god, so I'm guessing money doesn't come easy to you folk.
Nah. But we will be... Apparently our presence will be needed at the Deceit House.
The Deceit House.
Yeah.
Any reason we're popping in there?
Well, apparently she is to remove the other half of the sword that needs to be fixed from the person. And also I promised to check in on their father.
Oh, you're letting the butcher have a go at her. Interesting. Well, not quite sure why I need to come along, but I suppose this is going to be an evening to remember.
I mean, yeah, it's most likely going to be.
He's like, does tap his chin, like, I can't really forge without my fires, so we might have to come back here afterwards, but I'll come along.
Magnificent.
Fire.
So yeah, he nods and grabs a toolkit, like, then joins you. Like, how are we getting there?
And then I basically just, like, grab a hold of him and just flies off in the direction.
He remains surprisingly stoic as you kind of haul him up and fly him into one direction. It's like, there's a little pause and it's like, you should give a man fair warning.
That's fair. I mean, we could also, if you wanted, make you into a bird temporarily.
He paused. I think I'd like that.
Yeah. What kind of bird would you like?
He's actually really considering this as he pauses. Like,
We clone this guy to make our army.
Let's
magpie.
say him too.
Magpie.
Definitely sending him.
I make him into a magpie.
He pauses and like, yeah, you'd see him kind of struggling for a moment because he's learning to fly, but after a little bit it seems to come natural and flapping around. And the thing, it's a regular to small sized magpie, and you know there's a little moment and then you hear a voice coming from it like, it's quite nice.
So stoic.
Yes, amazing. But yeah, we fly towards the house.
Yep. Okay, so you all arrive roughly the same time. One of you walking, one of you flying, and the other one arriving by Jim's cart. Please accept the strings I pull to get this to fucking happen.
You know, I should have really invited the bard to this.
Considering shit you've done in the past.
Oh, come on.
So I look up at Kara. I'm like, "Hey, Kara, did you bring the bard by chance? This might be a thing."
No, I did. Was I supposed to?
No.
Were we not looking for?
We're still looking for Gretchen. We got a lot of things on a plate, man.
Who's this Gretchen woman?
It's been like 2 days. I'm sure she's somewhere. Hopefully.
Who's
Like
this...
I like there's a little bit of fear in my voice.
Who's this Gretchen woman?
Damn, does that actually make me scared? I say as I look away, I'm like, this can't be right. She has to exist. I saw her. I talked to her.
Well, the thing is,
rescued her.
This is coming from Easy, who has never met Gretchen, so...
I know. It's so mind blown.
I'll point to the blood on the side of the cut. She looks like that. Have you seen her?
So Easy.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes or no? You have seen her? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Have you ever heard of anyone just kind of being completely forgotten by everyone around them except for gods? I guess.
It's not exactly the biggest area of expertise there, I'm afraid. I could definitely look into it.
Could a god suddenly disappear for no reason?
Oh, yes,
completely unknown to everyone. Damn it! Where's Quentin? Is that a bird?
Yes.
So I'm like, is that a bird? Is that a plane? Oh no, it's Quentin Dustin.
So the magpie kind of flies around in circles for a little bit, waiting to turn back.
Oh,
I mean,
damn.
so just like before I'm turning back, I'll make sure he's underground so he don't just plop down on the ground.
What's with you and birds?
It was a rather nice trip.
Was this one a bird prior and you've made him to a man, or?
Which one would you like the most?
Are you a bird, man?
No, my name is Smithson. I run the local smithing guild.
Ah, I see. She's slightly disappointed by that, actually.
Well, here we go, I guess. And I gently knock on the door.
There's a little moment, and then you hear a discussion faintly on the other side. It's like, don't worry, I'll get it. And a butler being shushed away before she opened. Just to pull her up. I don't know why I keep humming that song.
And it makes me nervous when you.
So, Melina DeSitt opens the door. She's not entirely. Pardon me. She's not like.
This is the non-medical daughter, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
She's
hi, I'm here for tea.
She smiles and then. She looks around. Like, there are about 4 more people here than she was expecting. And she was like...
So, we may have a few things that have come up in the meantime. A little unexpected. I still want to have tea just after surgery and then smithing is done.
I'm sorry.
And then, Quentin needs to talk to your father. Kara, why are you here again?
Oh, she's here with me.
Oh, okay. And then there's Jim. This is Jim.
I trust the invitation will extend to Jim as well.
James?
He does excellent work.
He is the best baker in town. And this is Smithson. He's the greatest blacksmith. This is Dr. Easy. He's a theurgist. He studies gods. We're here to, we're here to remove something and then make it into something else. But most importantly, tea, darling, lovely. It's so good to see you.
Of course. So, Lord Tennant is with us at the moment as well, and so Jim just, I'm afraid I won't be coming in. I'm just here for my wares on the transport. So.
Okay, well, you have a good one, Jim. I'll come back for a nice apple thing later.
Kara will turn to DeSitt and say, "You should buy some of his things. He does incredible work."
I imagine it'll go great with the tea.
She pauses.
It's so good.
She pauses and then just nods to him slightly, like, "If you talk to Jameson round the back, I'm sure he can obtain some of your finest goods. So, for now, let's continue on to the tea."
All right, come, Dr. Easy. We have work to do. Tea, of course. So yes, I guess we all pile inside. Except for Quinn, who goes to the wall. It's like, I imagine it like one of those fantasy moments where you're like woman with like slightly smoking walks in, a theurgist disheveled and dirty, then Kara, then Quentin Dustdale walks to the wall, and then Smithson is still flapping his arms a bit as he comes inside.
he clinks slightly as he walks because he's got like enough straps and stuff. The way it's like, there's a lot of metal hitting each other. He likes the noise as well. But yeah, so
it's an hilarious image in my head.
Melina invites you in and gives a slight bow to everyone as they come in. It's fine to have so many guests at such a small tea party. It's so wonderful. May I inquire, when you said surgery, I'm guessing you meant my sister.
Is she available?
Yes, she's having a talk with Lord Tennant at the moment.
Do you mind if I go talk to her? She's not having a private conversation.
Let us continue through to the garden where we've prepared the tea. I'm afraid, and she calls out to some servants to go get some extra chairs because,
and a clean table.
Who was actually invited? Was it just Sade?
No,
Just me.
no.
Quentin was supposed to see him.
Sade, Quentin, Sade, and you were kind of invited as well because it's like, please, you
was
and
kind
your
of implied.
friend. She smiles a little and is like, I must say, you've made quite the dramatic change from last night.
Yes, you might even say it was ritualistic.
I do so.
Is that the right word?
That is so bizarre.
Yeah.
I've just had
Apotheotic.
a pop-up saying instantly remove dead skin right as this conversation came up. That is absolutely bizarre.
Google is listening.
Wow. Sorry, carry on.
If I say the words "you smell" enough, do you think Foxo's like history will just get like full of this shit? And just listening to him go, "Stop saying I smell," and it's going to get bat products everywhere. But so she smiles and she leads you through. It's like, I do so hope that.
Man, I wonder what kind of lists I'm on because how much I talk about swords, guns, bombs, and all kinds of other shit.
I mean, by God, the number of times I've Googled stuff for writing. I mean, the stuff that I've had to Google for this campaign. Like, you know.
Oh, imagine the number of voices I put on just to like, and the words I suddenly switch into different personalities.
Anyway,
what kind of algorithm is
okay, it's getting to 9 o'clock, so we should, be. But she leads you through. And I do so hope that I hear the tale from the bard at some point. I was told she left with you.
Oh. Yes, she actually wrote it down. It was quite lovely, I think. I don't know. She took all the hair though.
And she like has a speechless moment of what, and then returns to her previous motions of so she can be. I've heard. And she kind of goes down the line, greets Kara, like, it's fine to meet you, Mom, and like takes your hand, gives it a dainty kind of little squeeze, and doesn't seem.
Kara's mostly gonna allow this with a sense of bemusement.
It's I've heard many good things, she says. That's a lie, by the way, Quentin from the
genuine moment of by who?
Yeah. Quentin, your lie detector picks up a lie.
I look over to Kara like, you have friends?
No.
What the hell? Who's talking good about you?
And
work harder at this in future.
She moves on quickly to Quentin. And you notice that Easy has been entirely ignored, but Easy is also entirely ignoring them. So, Quentin's like, Lord Quentin, I've been informed that you discussed this with my sister yesterday.
Yes, that is correct.
I do hope that she wasn't too boorish for you.
Oh no, it was great.
That's so wonderful to hear. Now let's sojourn to the dining area, shall we? Well, to the garden for our tea. So she leads you out, and there is Tennant in another quite exuberant outfit. I'm gonna pull out Tennant now. Gaspar Tennant or Tennant.
So I lean into Dr. Easy and I say, I suspect he's up to something ungodly.
He pauses and is like, I'm not quite sure. I would have picked up something like that,
Are you sure? Absolutely sure.
I suppose if he was subtle enough, and I don't really spend my time round his quarters, so
Just something to keep in mind.
I'll keep an eye out, shall I? So yes, Tennant and Atella are all sitting there.
Is Tennant a lord or?
He's more like an honorary lord, like it.
Okay, so I like Sir Tennant.
Yeah.
Lady, what was her name? What was her first name?
Atella.
The other one.
Melina.
Lady Atella and Melina.
Yeah.
So glad you could have us today. I'm sorry that we came with such a crowd. And
the Tennant gives a small nod and like, it is fine to meet so many wonderful people. Hey, Smithson, it is good to see you again. And Smithson gives a little nod and like, I owe much to this man. He is a good man of good stock.
That's good. Good to know people. Quentin was supposed to. What were you doing, Quentin?
I promised.
My father, says Atella,
Yes.
quite strongly. Like, you shall go and see him? Will any of your companions be with you?
Yes.
I need actually. Well, what, you want me to come with you?
No, I was thinking more like Kara.
Aw,
Kara,
Really,
you're getting
Kara.
quite the like look over from a rather stern, principled-looking woman who's staring you down a little bit, which is
You'll stare right back.
unblinkingly, like the chill gaze of death.
Oh, yes.
you.
Unyielding wall of
Mm.
stone.
Kara, is that Lady Kara, or do you have any other title?
Kara is fine. Which works if you want a title.
She nods at that. Which Kara? And it actually sounds respectful as she says it. Like, yeah.
Alright, we can live with this.
Which Kara? You believe you may be able to cure my father. Is that correct?
It's possible. I need to see him before making a statement one way or the other.
She nods, and of course, I'm sorry. I got my hopes up. I got rather excited there. Her excited appears to be slightly above melancholic. So she nods and is like, please, Melina, should I guide them, or yes, perhaps would be best. No, wait, the lady she mentioned that she'd need you, and so Atella turns around like, Lady Justice, you need me?
Yes. Yes, I would like to acquire your services in a medical operation.
What kind of operation are we dealing with here?
I need a foreign object excised from my stomach. Don't go gentle either.
What size are we dealing with? Do you have any idea of its location?
Yes, give me 1 second. Dr. Easy, can you hold out your hands? Actually, Smithson, I need your help. Sorry. I'm sorry, Easy. You're just not a very strong man. Smithson, come here.
Smithson holds out her hands. Boy,
Okay,
they
I'm
sure
going
look
to
like
summon
daisies.
my sword and place them directly in his hands. I figured he is huge.
Yeah, no, he's not overly tall, but he's stocky as hell.
Yeah.
So yeah, he
Could be related.
he takes the sword instantly when you do you offer it to him?
Yes, I gently place it in his hands because it's too heavy for me. Like it's gonna drop into his hands a bit.
He kind of lets it for a moment and then lifts it up. It's like, hell of a sword.
Okay. Yeah, so do you know anything about its make, by the way? Tell me later. See the end right here?
Yes.
Where this breaks off, Miss Attila?
Interesting break.
That.
Very
Yes.
clean.
Is it?
Yeah, yes. Actually, you didn't really. I wouldn't want to talk about the effect it had before. You know, I mentioned that. We didn't really talk about that, did we? Before you dragged me out here.
Oh, fine. Miss Attila, it's about this size at the end here, about a foot. I need that back. Please. I must talk to Dr. Easy now. Apparently, this is going to be a thing. Excuse me. Thank you, what was her name again?
Melina?
Melita. I will have dear sweet tea with you just a moment. I am so sorry to become so busy. My apologies, Gaspar. I don't mean to take up all this time of yours. What do you need, Izzy? And I walk away with him.
So they walk away. So Melina turns to Kara and to Quentin and is like, I will lead you. I am afraid that our house is interesting. I will have to navigate you to our father. So
This
please.
place is so large.
All this masonry.
Yes, she's not getting a very happy look at the house.
She actually looks concerned for a moment. Like, it's father had strange ideas as he grew older, as he grew sicker. You will see in time. Do not worry. Please follow me. I would entrust you to myself rather than the maids.
Very well. Lead on.
Yeah, she leads you guys back inside. So, Easy is pulling you aside slightly as Tennant and Atella return to mildly uncomfortable conversation. Sorry, I'm popping these up everywhere so you guys can see them in the yeah. So so easy is like, yes, the effect. Well, it was designed to shatter.
What do you mean?
I mean that it was designed to, when it struck a certain a certain set, maybe a certain number of people, or maybe a specific person, or someone set. It unfortunately I can't trace it back because it has been triggered already. But something in you, or in what you were perhaps, caused the sword that was enchanted to effectively shatter the moment that it hit you. But it was inside you at that moment rather than perhaps like external or any other way. So when it hit you, it broke off inside you rather than anything else.
So you're saying he swung it through me and it came off like a piece of bread being cut?
Yes, it was designed to break. Like he said, it was very clean.
One second. I need to ask you something. What do you mean by what I was before?
Well, the person you were before.
A farm girl?
Maybe it was designed to do that for farm girls. I can't tell.
I doubt it.
The trigger is gone. The trigger triggered and
so it
flew.
was supposed to be for me or someone like me.
For you or someone like you? Or...
I don't understand. What was the trigger for? Why would it break?
I can't tell you that, I'm afraid. That's gone.
So they just made a random trigger for no reason?
It's, from what I saw, it also had some bonuses, but that's what they almost relayed in the trigger. Maybe it was faulty. Maybe they had to put some kind of trigger in to give it the gifts that it had at the time. But when perhaps it was like a blessing with a restriction, and if they ever failed the restriction, it would break, and that would mean that
to be used on.
Maybe it could certainly be
what
that.
What were you going to say?
Even then, it doesn't seem to fit, does it?
It's all too nebulous. There's something missing. A lot of somethings.
I mean, why would... Who owned this sword?
She would died. It was a man named Simon the Vast.
He tries to cough up a drink he hasn't had yet. And
someone get this man a cup of tea.
Simon, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of he was one of the top people when they invaded. I can't imagine.
Him right in the eye when I remember what he said still to this day, because to me it was literally 12 days ago. He said, and I quote, "I just love weddings."
I've heard similar.
Right before he killed me.
Yes. I've heard similar. I'm afraid I don't really indulge in Cold Iron, but yes.
Well, how do you bring this up?
Well, no, it was strange. It was very strange to me that when it hit a certain someone, some kind of trigger, that it broke, and it was very purposeful. So
I need to talk to him.
The thing is, would he know? Do you think he knew?
I don't know. It's not that he knew. I need to know who made it, who gave it to him, why they gave it to him, what they said. Simon the Vast might be a lot of things, but hopefully he's not.
We know who made it.
Who?
Well, there's a maker's mark, and he's like, no, it's like right near the base. It is one of the Iron General's personal ones. It's why I'm so confused.
Excuse me. You need to go talk to Smith real quick. And I walk over to him very calmly, and So, Smithson, do you see a maker's mark anywhere?
He's already found it, and he's staring at it. It's like, why do you have an Iron General's sword?
Well, it was left inside of me. It's curious. Are you saying that he made the sword? Or one of his...
If anyone made a sword and used this stamp without his permission, and we got told this twice a week when the church was in charge around here. They would have had their hands removed and executed if they were feeling kind. If any one of his own people put this on, they would have been instantly killed for heresy.
So we're saying that the Iron General literally gave Simon the Vast sword just to kill me? Cool, let's reforge it.
He pauses like, kill you, girl, I don't know, but...
Attila!
She nods and turns around like, yes?
I need your help, please.
Okay.
A long time, very long time ago, almost 10 years now, someone came to my village and struck me down with that sword. They put it through my body. I'm not even sure if they killed the sister in my arms. Inside of me still is a piece of that sword, and I want it out. I want to make the blade again, and I want to use it against the person who killed me. Can you help me?
You can simply say that you want the blade removed. You're a bit over dramatic at times, you know that?
Well, it comes with the territory, doesn't it? More importantly, I want to be emphatic about what I'm saying and not mince words. Anyway, do I need to hop up on the table?
Not this one. I like this table.
I don't bleed.
And there's a little bit. That may not be true. From coming from Easy, like
Easy. What did you not tell me this time?
it's nothing. Just be careful when you remove it. It's not keeping you alive. Don't worry. That's not the thing it does.
I wouldn't even care if it was. So, where should we go? I want this removed right now.
And she pauses like, I know a place. Follow me. Lieutenant, we will return momentarily. I do apologize if I... And he pauses like, I think I will remain here. I have seen my fair share of blood. As much as it will be interesting to see history, I do not feel that this is an appropriate place for me. I'd like to watch, says Smithson.
Of course, you're going to be there. We need a reforge after all.
Anyway, so, as you go to there, we will go to the others. And then we might have to stop, because it's getting close to 3 hours.
My sword!
Your sword will be next session, and so will what they're about to happen. Yeah, I know. You chose to fucking bathe for half an hour.
No, it's good. You'll start on a high note. It'll be great.
Exactly. You're going. It's a cliffhanger. You're going to get so much cool shit. As you enter, there's masonry. There's a lot of masonry. There's more masonry that should sanely be here. As you enter into this rather enter into some side doors, you realise there's more doors, and then occasionally more doors, and then off turns, and then as she's walking, Melina's going, Father, as he grew sick, he started to add more rooms, more corridors. Some lead nowhere, some lead back on themselves. There's entire 3 extra basements added in some areas as they wish to go down and up. It's not as levels, you understand, but they made small extra basements in areas. He seems dedicated to the idea of something inside not getting out, or perhaps something outside not getting in. It's hard to tell these days.
Quick question: have you read House of Leaves recently or something?
No.
Yeah, what's up with the Rose Red reference?
It's like there's much confusion over this, and we're very concerned. But it's just building a house, I suppose. We could free it up as we go, but
are the rooms small, big? Has he used more space? So they just like smaller compartments, or
they vary.
Ridiculously right. Okay.
It's like a full maze. Sometimes, and as well as like sometimes you are going down a long corridor, and it like makes 3 left turns with the corridor each taking like various ways. Then you enter a door, and she asks, and you notice that it's like actually about enough room for one person to stand, and there's 4 doors on like surrounding, and so she leads you through there by memory. It seems as she's walking along.
Terror is just exuding an air of this should not be.
Can I interlude and then basically take a quicker way?
How's that?
Actually, I would like to commit effort,
Mm.
and then extend my city gift to all of us, and then basically just walk in a straight line towards the guy.
Wham! You hit a wall.
You're telling me that with my godly powers, I cannot walk through this wall?
Something is dedicated to stop people from walking through walls.
I would like to contest it.
Watchman, is something wrong?
Yes.
He walked right
Apparently,
through
my
the wall.
divine powers will not allow me to go through this wall.
You don't seem to be able to contest it because I don't think you can see the source. I think you actually have to be aware of where it's coming from to do it.
We should cure this girl's father. Good lord.
Is it because of Mundus wards? That's the real question I have. Or is it because of wards in general?
It's hard to tell. You hit a wall, you can't just immediately. This is a Mundus ward. Like after you may suspect, but
yes,
yeah.
How long has this been going on?
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
She asks that.
He grew ill 5 years ago, and about 4 years ago, he began to add to the rooms. Lord Dusttail, are you all right? You took quite the blow there.
That's fine. Could have been worse.
I enact the power of my word on you, so you can take revenge on the wall.
So yeah,
masonry.
This is probably a little bit of
Just
what
like
the.
how Mason just keeps coming up.
So yes,
I told you it would. I fucking told you it would.
Is there anything else you'd like to do, or would you like to continue to follow?
Continue on.
Okay, so you follow her deeper and deeper, and it seems there's such strange sights start cropping up. Like for a moment, you think you can see the garden, and then you realize that it's a small internal garden that's meant to resemble the garden, and there's a window that looks into it. It's like it's got an in miniature little area where you were having tea and everything. You can't see.
Is the garden healthy?
Oh yes, it's well looked after. But there are like perhaps a few flowers that are a little bit wilting because this is quite a bit into the walk, and it's like we try our best, but with each new addition, sometimes he opens old ways and closes new ones, and it's. Please, I pray that you can cure our father.
Is there any kind of discernible pattern to this as we're going through it? Anything?
Nothing that you can come across, and you guys have godly intellect. Like even Quentin, like some of this stuff, like it almost seems like it's there to like not to like
deliberately confound a godly sense, perhaps.
Deliberately confound any senses. But yeah,
and including the godly. That's not a comforting thought.
There is a moment where she pauses and then like pauses next to a door, and it looks like just about any other door that you have gone through now. Is like, this is my father's room. I'll remain out here as he has grown quite difficult with us of late.
Very well, we'll do what we can for him.
Yes. She takes the doorknob, and you see she pulls it to the other side of the door, where it's like a
sliding bar kind of thing.
Yeah, slides across and then opens it, and it opens on invisible hinges. It's like he even had this custom door made. It's ridiculous. If anyone... And she steps aside and bows her head a little bit, letting you two enter.
for the record, Kara is fucking hating this.
She's
You
not
are
alone.
several. You are very deep in the masonry, my dear girl. But yeah,
no
so
part of that sentence is good.
the room inside is dark, very dark. You can, Quentin, of course, you can make it out very clearly because you have the night word.
Yes.
It's even then, it is still quite dark by color scheme alone, as everything appears to be a collection of black, some dark browns, just generally very muted, very dull colors. You there's a moment when Melina nods to a candle beside you, Kara. She doesn't, of course, realize that some of you can see in the dark. It's a candle for you to light to guide yourself through here. Quentin, you can see there's a four-poster bed over in the area furthest from the door, pressed against the wall, and you can see, and both of you can hear the faint raspy breaths of whoever is inside it.
Interesting. Yeah. I like.
And unless you have anything you specifically want to do, we approach.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you
I
like
would
the candle
to,
first?
Just to be sure, I would like to hover a bit above the ground, so I'm not touching the ground.
Would you?
I really
safe.
don't blame you.
Would you like to light the candle first so you can see how you're going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry, I actually legitimately thought I said that. I think my brain is shutting down.
You might have, and I might have spoken over you, and I apologize. But yeah, so yeah, you light the candle. Even the even like the candle wax is black. So there's a moment, and then the door closes behind you. Visitors, comes a voice from the dark.
So we burn the house down and leave.
I mean, I'm almost ready to tag along with that idea. But no, it's just like I would like to approach the bed slowly.
You, the floating one. Are you death?
You float death? What?
Yeah, you're cutting out.
So you, the floating one. Are you death?
I could be. If you want me to.
I'm sure he'll come for me soon enough.
Not if we do what we're here to do, man. We're here to heal you.
There's a little coughing as you see like a figure through the lace of the four-poster beds, like a black lace as well. And so you see a figure like raising the hand to his lips as he starts coughing. It's like, my sister, my daughters, then.
You cut out at the end there, sorry.
My daughters, they approached you.
They did.
They are still as foolish as ever, hoping that they can find a cure.
You don't think you can be healed?
There's nothing to heal me from. This is exactly what I thought would happen.
You're cutting out an awful lot.
So it's because I'm trying to do a voice, and sometimes my microphone.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Your microphone's being a dick.
Yeah, so it's like, this is exactly what I thought would wind up happening. Answer me, you two, are you from that group I've heard of? The new saviors, as they say?
I would not describe myself as such, but yes, we're here to right wrongs.
Yeah.
You come to the right place, then. I have done so many wrongs.
Will you permit us to examine you? You can tell us about these wrongs as we do.
The light will burn, but I will permit you. You see him reach over and pull something onto his face. Like, please.
What is he pulling onto his face?
It's through the through
We're
the silk.
looking at this for the canopy thing, aren't
Yeah,
we?
yeah, through the canopy, so it's hard to tell.
I
Even for you.
yeet an effort into Eyes of a Hunting Hawk. I see what it is.
Okay, he's pulling on some kind of eye mask or eye shield. He's actually trying to block the light from getting to his eyes.
Interesting. Is he a lesser foe, real quick?
No.
Okay. Will you permit... Basically, I'm asking him, so... I see that you're blocking off the light. Will you permit me to help you with that?
How so? How so would you help me?
I could temporarily blind you.
Do it. Do it, he says, like, nothing more.
I think you cut out. I think you cut out.
Do it? He says do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah, I use damp their eyes, and then I would like to basically just temporarily blind him.
Okay, he doesn't struggle, he doesn't move. He's still got the mask on, because, you know, it's, he put it on, but yeah, it's like... And so yeah, he's just waiting for you guys to get closer.
Alright, I'm gonna make the foolish thing. I'll pull back the thingy and take a look at this guy.
His skin is tight to his bones. It looks waxen and sunk. He's wearing a mask, and everything from the hips up is exposed from the bed sheets, as if he's can barely bother to have them on him. He's dangerously thin, except for a bloated, almost pregnant-looking stomach. He appears to be suffering from the effects of laying still for an extended period of time, so he has, you know, sores and issues, but nothing major. In that manner, he just seems to be massively emancipated, almost skeletal as you look down on him. You know, if he wasn't breathing, you'd think he was a corpse.
It seems as if this is a lot more cadaverous than someone who's been even staying still for better... Well, it's not even as if he has been staying still, really. She said he's been working all this time, didn't she?
He's been...
Up until... Was it 4 years ago?
4 years. 4 years ago, he started getting stuff... he started getting sick. And then 4 years ago, he started building the... he started getting sick 5 years ago. 4 years ago, he started building... the extra rooms on the house.
So this level of emaciation doesn't really account for the activity he's been doing.
Oh no. This looks like he's been starved for... Unless he literally hasn't eaten since then, and is somehow still alive.
This isn't really the health word, so I suppose I'm limited in what I can tell, but is he sterile?
You get a result that you're very troubled by.
He's pregnant, isn't he?
He is with child.
Kill it.
Okay.
Kill it with fire.
No, let's just hear this out. I'll keep that candle ready just in case, though. Okay. I'm just checking over some of these words and what they can do.
How do I kill it?
Can I? I don't know. What's the best outcome here? Miscarriage or healthy birth? Because I can ensure both.
There's a long pause, and it's like, you seem drawn back. Are you truly gods?
Yeah. What? What?
Are you truly gods?
That's pretty much her reaction, because she missed all that. So, that's...
I mean,
She just doesn't know how to answer.
you ask if we are truly gods. Have you ever seen a man float before?
Yes.
Oh my. Oh right, he can't see anything right now because he's blind.
Yeah, he's blind. It's like, I'm afraid that I must ask you, how did you become gods?
I mean, in my case, it's just happened one day.
A very thin hand reaches out to touch you.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Are you staying away? Or are you letting him touch you? He can't. Like, he's blind right now, so.
Yes.
Mm.
So he's basically just fumbling out to try and reach in our general direction.
Towards the voice, effectively.
Yeah, and I would like to be just outside arm's reach.
Okay. His arm just hovers there for a moment before he brings it back down and puts it back on himself, almost looking exhausted from the effort. Like, when?
Give him like a rough estimation of how long it's been.
So, like, you first saw changes about 8 years ago when, like, the invasion, like, after the invasion started happening.
Yeah.
Like,
so I say, like, it's so when roughly 8 years ago.
He lets out a sigh. It's almost, it's almost kind of relieved. Like, good. Good. And you, turning towards the direction that he can hear Kara, what have you?
I don't know that I'd use the word God, though it seems to be coming up a lot recently. I died, I came back. That was 8 years ago.
Good. I was afraid you were our children, so to say.
I think you're cutting out a bit.
And I was afraid that you were our children, so to say.
Our children?
He rests a hand. He rests a hand on his stomach, and it shifts slightly.
You know what did this to you?
I did this to me. I did this to me, and all my contemporaries did this to themselves.
Perhaps you should explain. Please explain.
Please.
There's something very wrong about this man. Just looking at him, you feel greasy.
Spend effort for the day for. It's not really. I don't really know which of the things applies here, but I've got a gift for sensing plague and disease and things like that in people, and for ensuring the health of births and things like that. Can I just spend an effort for a day and have a sense of what the fuck?
Yeah, sure, I'd go with that.
Since you can also shape the child's design, you can basically design a baby.
Yeah.
Design a baby.
I don't want to get into that yet. I just want to know what the hell's going on in there.
He seems to be both infected and pregnant at the same time. It's like a parasite.
That doesn't sound good.
Big one. He it shifts slightly as he as it squirms in him. It's like, you are all so very late, sounding almost angry. It's like 8 years. 8 years for this to start. You think that you were the first. Think that you were the first to think that we should rid ourselves of the church. He seems to throw up, but there's nothing there to throw up. If anything, his stomach lurches horribly, and Probably a little bit of no. Yeah, it's going through the two of you as you watch it, as if it's trying to surge up his throat. Like you.
It's probably far too late for this. But can I use my gift to make this stop? I don't know if
induce a
inducing
miscarriage.
Yes, I don't know if those are the words that apply, but I am willing to spend for this because this don't seem like it should be.
You can try.
I'm willing to make the attempt. Worthy foes can save versus hardiness. It does say
here. It is immediately negated.
That's troubling.
Oh god, it's gonna have automatic saves.
And you feel it like there's just a flex of power as you do it, and there's an ungodly kind of from him as you basically attempt to attack it, and he clutches like no, this is my punishment.
For what?
We got together. We needed to overthrow them. We needed to take back our land. And he seems to choke in his own tongue for a moment. Then it's like we did so many things, so many things to just try and gain power, the same power that they had, that we could get. And every time it was worse. Every failure, every loss, we went to more places, darker places, and until we committed such terrible sins.
You did this to yourself for power?
We had to overthrow them.
Do we know that Justice is an archmage of healing magic?
I mean, she has been. Well, you haven't actually been doing much healing magic out in the open, have you?
You keep telling me I can't.
Well, no. I mean, like, you haven't been doing much out in the open. Like, I was accepting that you probably picked up magic, like the magic after you'd learnt from the hospital. Like,
then I totally would have.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't been doing it because I didn't think I could.
No, well, you weren't asking, so I wasn't mentioning. But like, you couldn't at that time. But yeah, it's. Yeah.
Sorry to. It's just a sort of temporary thing of not whatever dreadful thing is happening to him, not immediately killing him now that we're here. Again, I'm willing to commit the effort for the day for the second spring thing, which is the healing one. Allies, if I can count him as such.
If you would like to count him as such.
Considering. Refreshed, regaining vigor as if well fed and rested, and healing 1d6 hit points of damage, plus Godbound's level.
Okay.
But yeah, it's mostly for the sense of invigoration.
Roll me your 1d6 then.
So 4d6, or is it 1d6 plus 4?
I think it's
1d6 points of damage. Well, heal 1d6 points of damage plus the Godbound's level.
Yeah.
So 1d6 plus 4.
Yes. And he do not need to commit effort.
So yeah, if you roll me the healing, then.
Hey.
Nice. You see, he's not exactly.
And can benefit from this as well, because why not?
He's not exactly recovering full health. Like he's still very skeletal looking, but you see him relax a lot more, as if the pain has passed, and he coughs a little and speaks a little sturdier. Like, we got together. We went into darker magics to try and gain power. We summoned something that no one of us could ever control, but we split it. We wrenched it to pieces. And then we consumed it. We hoped that we could utilize the power, that we would be able to control it, but...
You and who did this?
It was one of the first magics we cast, a memory altering magic. We knew where to meet. We just didn't know who each other were. We'd always forget.
Quentin, is this the truth?
It is.
It is.
We couldn't be caught. If we were caught, then we'd be dead. We wouldn't have the chance to fight back. But then that means when this happened, we couldn't find each other again.
Yeah.
Well, this is difficult.
I'm considering getting Justice in here and see what her take on this is.
Yes, I think that would be helpful.
Yeah.
I'll stay with him and regret it horribly.
Yeah.
Quick question. If I were to try and reshape the entire building, would it resist me?
Yes.
Always spend effort and find out.
Yeah.
I guess I would have to just throw my last effort at it and see. Yeah, I'll try. I throw another effort at Sire of Stone and Street.
Unfortunately, it is rebuffed.
And just try and build myself a direct pathway into the garden.
It is rebuffed. There is no way that you seem to be able to change things around. You can't imagine the expense that must be going into this. He pauses and feels like a little ripple through him. As I can't. If it ever gets out, it must be trapped here.
I look at him with a sense of sorrow, frustration, and anger. But I would like to navigate my way back into the gardens.
Yeah. Melina does offer to guide you back, though she's very concerned that you're leaving Kara behind.
And of course, I would like to inform Sade beforehand.
Yeah, thankfully that does escape. You can.
Confident.
Yeah.
If that hadn't worked, I would have murdered.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on whether or not someone's hands are inside me right now.
Yeah, and
that's the thing.
That I think we will end on. With Kara being alone in a room with an old man.
An old man.
I fully confess I'm going to ask if he wants to be killed. He'd probably say no, but I'll make the offer.
Yes.
Important keyword, pregnant.
Oh no, don't kill him.
Yes. Yes, it must be done by not mortal hands. It can no longer be done by...
I was about to offer the stipulation there, if we can't help.
For
the sake of full clarity, I'm asking if we can't do anything to help you, would you... I could offer you mercy.
He reaches out again to try and touch you. He's
still...
still... Okay, he doesn't seem to care that you seem to be, earthy to the touch, and he just he tries to grip on, and you can imagine this was once a strong grip, but it's so damn fragile right now. And he's like, one thing. My girls, I think they have found some of my old equipment in the basement from my personal studies from when I used to be this. I am scared that one of them may be following in my footsteps. You must stop them.
Yeah, we can't make a director of the hospital. Good God.
I don't know which one. I just know that something is being disturbed down there. Old wards that I had forgotten so long about have been set off. I must die. This will die with me. He points to his stomach. But you...
If it's what's needed, I will do this for you.
I must die.
We look into every possibility first before committing to one that can't be changed once seen through.
He turns and blind eyes are staring directly at you. He's like, I must die.
She won't respond to that.
Yes.
I
Okay.
think
Come on.
This is
That
going to be my job, waiting here in case something awful happens, and then just beating him with a candlestick repeatedly and screaming.
la 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 la. La. But yeah, so yeah, there we'll end it there.
Okay.
Yes.
So two of you are in the hand of the sisters. The other one is in the hand of the fathers, and everyone hated it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought it was cool.
We can probably kill them all.
I bet Say's gonna hate it. Though now I have questions where we actually came from. Fuck's Quentin's deal? If he's an orphan.
hooray! But
How? I think we're invaded like what, 8 years ago?
I thought it was 10 years ago or 9 years ago, wasn't it? I feel like wasn't there at least a year between the invasion and us getting
yes,
getting
There was, there was,
9 years
There
ago they came. 8 years ago the invasion finished.
I am curious though. Like there was something that happened while I was.
I like that.
Yeah, did the Sorcerer Tower explode before or after I died? Because that's something you know about.
After.
Yeah, that would make the news, surely.
After. It exploded after you died.
Mm-hmm.
You were actually one of the first victims.
Okay. Do I get my sword now?
We'll start with you next time, don't you worry.
You should be more concerned that she's not going to cut you up and eat you for divine powers.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll break her fucking neck if she tries.
If I weren't saving for another word, I would have instantly picked the ward element that says that I am immune to Mundus and Empyrean wards, and I decrease them by my character level.
Just
You know, I was considering using that no things that the target doesn't want you to know, but I kind of don't want to.
Yeah.
What does the print demand? What does he want me to know?
Nothing I want to know about.
Turns out that Kara can be made afraid. Like, oh no.
Oh no.
No. Kara hasn't got the sense to be afraid. Her player can think, oh god, no. All
I
day
don't
long.
want to know.
I don't want to know. I've known enough. Please.
So I like that it was just like, all right, we'll go to tea. An hour later, oh no, everything.
burn the house down.
Let's go for tea.
I feel
Ah!
like I used these words in another game recently, but we've done our due diligence. Let's burn them all.
Yeah. Experience in waffles.
Experience in waffles. I think everyone's going to get 2 and 2 today.
Yay.
Because just stopped on the edge, but 2 and 2 I think is a good amount. Does that mean you guys level up?
15, 13.
Not for a while. We don't even level up till we get 24.
Nah, okie doke.
Yeah, it's 24, 22.
Okie doke. Well, I'm gonna stop the recording now, so everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.